Gonna count down, and we should be live now. Kotton, here you go.
Welcome, everyone. This is going to be an incredible, exciting webinar tonight. What I want you to do is, if you're listening to me right now, I want you to bring up Facebook. I want you to go and type in and search for the OMG Way. That's right at the top of my screen right here that you see. And we're going to be commenting on a post that's right down here. Tonight's webinar is simple. The Vision webinar, our conclusions, your 2017. This is going to be an absolute barn burner tonight. We are going to have every member of the OMG staff that is going to be sharing with you little tidbits about what they're going to be looking for that's going to crush 2017 and make it our most successful year, not only mentally, but financially. And it's incredible. What I'd like to do right now is take time to say hello to everyone that is with me tonight on the webinar that you're going to be hearing from, that is going to be going over what they feel is going to impact this year. You're going to want to hear it. They put a lot of time, a lot of effort into it, and I really feel that this could be one of the best webinars that you're going to see in a very, very, very long time. The first one that we'll get to is Mr. Joshua Fletcher. What's up, man? How are you doing?
I am so happy to be on, Kotton. Yeah, we got things rolling here today. I've got some decent things to share. I've done some kind of big projects, and I want to, kind of share what I see as far as what I've learned up to this point in my life. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, good Lord, we got people on. Holy cow. So, yeah, no, let's roll with this. This is crazy.
Sounds good. You know, he's already sitting in the captain's chair. He just kind of broke through there for a moment. We're going to go to one of the founders of OMG. Hopefully he has survived New Year's Eve. Mr. Greg Morrison, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, Kotton? How you doing?
Doing great. It's good to see you, man. You fired up and ready to go tonight?
I'm fired up, man. Great New Year's. Good way to start. I'm ready to get going.
Sounds good. And we're going in no particular order right now, but I just seen him standing there with his hat on. He's ready to go. He's freezing. He moved out to Colorado. He's a little crazy. He's everyone's favorite. Joe Barfolio. What's up, buddy?
What's happening, Cotton? I like that intro, man. It's a little crazy. How's it going? I'm doing good. I'm really looking forward to this webinar. It's going to be fantastic, man.
That's right. Thank you, Joe. We're looking forward to hearing what you think is going to be red hot in 2017.
Oh, I got some red hot
That's
rock
good,
for
Joe.
sure.
That's good. Guys, if you'll notice at the bottom of your screen, also, we're loaded down. We're also going to have a lot of testimonials and income reports tonight for people that are already in OMG right now. It's going to be exciting. We're going to move on to the next one, and she is holding down the city while I left. And she is doing a great job of it, as always. She was there before me. She'll probably be there after me. Liz Herrera, what's up?
What's up, Cotton? I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. I got my sleeves rolled up. I'm fired up. I'm standing up. I can't wait to share what I think is going to be super hot in 2017. It's so hot that we are burning up here in Miami. So can't wait for you to get back. Help us cool off.
Wow, that's good stuff. Good intro, Liz. Last but not least, we have... He's holding down, and you know what? I don't even know. I hope he's not a Dallas Cowboy fan, because the New England Patriots are coming for him. Oh yeah.
Oh, no, you didn't.
He's holding down Texas for us. Mr. Stephen Floyd, what's up, buddy?
Oh, man. Oh, no, you didn't, Kotton. The sad thing is, are we still number one? And we're still number one.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Patriots have the best record.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when Super Bowl rolls around, my friend. But no, we're still hanging here in Dallas, man. I'm excited for 2017. And the only problem that I see is there's just too many ways to make money, my friend. Just too many different ways to make money. Oh, wow. So I'm gonna pick a little of what Joe's doing, pick a little bit of what Liz is doing, and some of the other coaches, and just burst on through, man. Glad to be here.
Go. Too many ways. Stephen Floyd says 2017. Too many ways. Now that I've introduced everyone, you've had a chance to get acclimated to a little bit what's going on. If this is your first time ever hearing about what OMG is, or you're here joining us tonight, OMG stands for One Man Gang Machines. And what we simply do is we help people make money online. And you're going to hear a little bit about how we do that, what we're looking at in 2017 to make it our most incredible year ever. Now, what I want you to do is, if you haven't done it since then, I want you to go to the OMG way. We have a pinned post that's right up at the top. And tonight's webinar is literally about vision. And, you know, it's pretty simple. If you don't know where you're going, you never know if you're going to get there. And we have vision laid out for what we want 2017 to be, and it is going to be one of the best years we've ever had. We've been planning this year literally 6 months out, not only for ourselves, but for those of you that have joined OMG, for those of you that are going to be joining OMG, our own businesses and everyone else. And we're excited to share with you our conclusions with what's coming up. But what I'd like for you to do is if you're on this webinar tonight, I'd like for you to come down here. I'd love to know where you guys are from. We love to see all the people all over the world and wherever you're at right now. I myself had to vacate Miami. You know, it is my birthday coming up here this weekend, and I had to, you know, get new tags for my car. So I'm in Orlando, Florida right now, still sunny, still very cool. Had to grab my birth certificate. So I'm in Orlando, Florida, and we'd love to know where you're at. There's a little bit of delay on that, but we'd love to see where you're from. Light it up. I want to see how many people's on this webinar, how many of you are excited to hear what some of the top money earners online are going to be sharing with you exactly what's going on in 2017. But, you know, while we continue to have this, let me kind of refresh the screen a little bit. I know that sometimes we get a little messed up here and we see people going on here, but we got a lot of people posting right now. There we go. We got Dora from Raleigh. We got Ken from San Jose. We got Chris Norwood from LA, Phoenix, Cold, Michigan. We got Vacayville, California, Puerto Rico. We got a Puerto Rico in the house. We got Gregory Ortiz in the house here too. Minnesota, Maui, and man, it just keeps coming in. Ontario. We got Dubai. We have someone that's all the way across the world. What we love to see is diversity for people joining in everywhere. You know, OMG is in its 5th year right now. And 5 years with an internet marketing course is literally an eternity. It's half a decade. Many of you, if you're just listening to right now, I'm sure that you've bought an online course or something online before that taught you about to do something, maybe a software, and you simply bought it, and it was literally forgotten in, if not a few days, at least a few weeks, no matter how much you paid for. And the great part about OMG is the exact same people that were in it 5 years ago are still with us today and are still benefiting from it, from our community, from the knowledge that we're able to provide for them. And we've had the opportunity to help hundreds upon hundreds and even thousands of people that have written us testimonials, that have given us income reports. And what we decided to do is visit a few of these individuals this evening and let them share with you what being inside of OMG Machines has meant for you and why it should be on your list of the most important decisions you're going to make this year of getting inside of OMG. You know, if you're listening to me tonight, there's 1 or 2 reasons that you're on. 1, you're curious. You wanted to know what it's all about. Or 2, you want to make a serious change in your life. You want to be able to have the freedom to do what other people can't. And hopefully, you're ready to make the decision to get that done this evening. So what I'd like to do is just start off with someone who has literally been inside of OMG, who's been inside for over a year, and they're here by their own will. We're not paying them. And we asked for volunteers who would like to talk about their experience inside the group. And what I'd like to do is start out with someone who literally has did an electrifying testimonial a few months ago. And her name is Leslie. Leslie, are you with us? I don't think we can hear you. You might want to unmute yourself. We'll wait a couple seconds to see if she can figure it out. Still muted. We still can't hear Leslie. I tell you what we will do. While Leslie figures out, sometimes it's real difficult to figure out how to talk to that computer. people to hear you. We will move over to Travis. Travis, are you with us, my friend?
Yeah, how's it going?
Doing fantastic. Travis, I know you've been in OMG a while. How long have you been inside?
I think the 27th will be 2 years.
Wow. You know what? Tell us a little bit about what it felt like when you first got inside of OMG and what it's been able to do for you today.
Oh, man. My life's completely changed, honestly. I went from probably a couple years ago washing dishes and making $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 a year to doing 3, sometimes 4 times that in one single month. It's insane. I don't know.
So how, like a lot of people that have just joined the webinar right now, they would want to know, how exactly are you making your money from what you've learned inside of OMG?
Well, I knew a little bit about building websites and ranking things. So I took that basic knowledge and applied to everything that you teach, that Greg teach, that everybody puts together in there, and went out and actually partnered with one of my buddies, and we go and sell the SEO service to a bunch of different businesses, moving them up on Google. They make tons of money and they pay us for it.
So you basically set up your own digital marketing agency and you're doing consulting for businesses.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow.
That's easier to say.
Wow. And if it's not too personal, could you what's the best month you've ever had doing this?
Actually, December was our best month, and we just did, I think, $58,000 or $59,000
For the year?
No, just for that month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Pretty crazy.
That's $59,000 for the month.
Yeah.
That is incredible. And let everyone know how old you are.
I'll be 27 in 20 days.
Did you ever anticipate being 27 years old and making what some people, what the average income makes in 1 year, that you're doing that in 1 month now?
I'm a little weird and a little different, but
No.
I assumed I'd be making a ton of money by this age. So
Wow.
most people, though, definitely not.
Incredible. And how much of that income do you attribute to what you've learned inside of OMG?
99%.
Wow. Absolutely incredible. You know what? If you're over in the Facebook group right now, and if you see what he said, he's making $60,000 a month. I want you to give me a hashtag Travis over there. I want you to give me a hashtag Travis. It's incredible that 2 years ago, you said you were washing dishes. What were you making a month washing dishes?
Sometimes just around $1,000.
So it's a pretty good thing to say in 24 months, you've increased your income by $59,000 a month. That's more than what some people absolutely dream of. But not only that, you did it before you're 30, and it's just proof. How long did it take before you started seeing things starting to develop in your business with what you've learned inside of OMG?
We probably got our first client in the first couple months, because I already knew some basics of SEO. So it was, yeah, I mean, our first client, probably 60 days, maybe 60 days.
Wow. And as far as the community goes, how helpful are they in your growth and your development and in your business? Like the Facebook groups, being a part of the group itself?
It's incredible. I mean, being able to stay ahead of the curve, being able to reach out to anybody, being able to jump on webinars at any time and ask questions, it's the best thing there is.
Incredible. You know what, Travis, you kind of shocked me. I knew you were doing well. I had no idea that you were doing $60,000 a month. It's another OMG moment. I'm so excited for you, man. I knew that I met you, what, about a year ago in Phoenix, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a year ago in Phoenix. I knew you were doing well, but man, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, dude, keep rocking it out. You're doing incredible. And
Thanks,
for all those young people out there, you're young to me, but that are under 30, and you're on a pace to do that amount of money, over $500,000 a year. That's incredible, man. So congratulations. And you know what? I want everyone to show your support to him. If you're listening right now, I want you to go over to the Facebook group right now. I want to see all these hashtag Travises, because that's a shock and a surprise to me. Another OMG moment. We just reached out. We asked for people to volunteer to talk about OMG. I had no idea what he was going to say. I don't pre-interview anyone on this. We like to roll naturally, and that's just incredible that in 2 years that he's making that much money, and I know that the sky is the limit for him. So, Travis, congratulations. I want to thank you for your time, especially taking the time out of your busy day, man. We're talking about a guy that's on his way to being a millionaire and coming on for free and taking time to visit with us. So thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Right. Liz, when you hear that someone like that has been an OMG for 2 years, and I don't know if you knew how much Travis was making or not, how does that make you feel knowing that what we're showing people from our businesses inside of OMG is producing those type of numbers for people?
Cotton, it's actually the best reward anybody could possibly get. I mean, to see that your student is doing that well, that you are actually responsible for entirely changing not just somebody's lives, but the lives of their family, the lives of their friends. I had the opportunity to meet Travis too, and all I can say is it's just amazing to see a young guy like that really getting out there and killing it. And it's all because of the things that he learned inside of OMG. It truly like touches me. Like it's like I feel it, and I'm so proud for him and his family and all the ways that it's going to change his life and the lives of other people.
Yeah, it's incredible. Washing dishes to $60,000 a month. And that's not, and I want to be honest with everyone, it's not typical. I mean, you really got to put your head down. You really got to work. You really got to do it. But man, that is absolutely exciting and incredible to hear like that. So what we're going to kind of do tonight is man, that's such a high moment for us on this webinar. I had no idea that he was going to say that. And, it's going to be kind of hard to top. Hopefully we have other people with incredible news to share as well, and they're doing that well. But what I'd like to do is right now just kind of bounce back and forth and talk a little bit about the vision, because that's what it is, of 2017. And what it is what makes OMG so different than everyone else. I really want you to understand. What makes it so unique from any other online courses is something that we talked about in the last webinar, is the perfect process. Many people search their whole lives trying to find the right process to make their money, the right calling for them. Some people are just known they're going to call to be a baker or a carpenter, or they know they're going to be a lawyer or a doctor. It's just in their blood. And some people just don't know, and they have to search for it. For me, it took over 2.5 decades for me to find exactly what I wanted to do. And that's the great part about it. And just to give you a little bit of information for like those of you, OMG helps people with literally zero to absolutely no knowledge whatsoever. We come in, we teach you how to build a website if you don't know how to do one, and all the way to setting up your agency, all the way to showing you how you can make money from either getting clients, selling other people's products, getting on Amazon, selling physical products is what Liz does. We also teach you e-commerce. That we're going to talk about a little bit of everything tonight, lead generation, all of that. That's what we do. But mainly we teach you how to master search engines. And just for those of you that are brand new tonight, that just say, man, I just don't understand how you guys make money, I can simply show you very, very quickly before we get on, because I want you to be at ease and not wonder how things are making. It's kind of like this. I'm in Orlando right now, and if I wanted an attorney, I would do Orlando lawyer, and I would pull this up. So what happened is if I go just to Orlando lawyer right here, and if once I bring this up, all these are ads right here. People have to pay for these ads, and they have to pay a lot of money. In some cases, over $100 per click. It's a lot of money. That's how Google makes their money. And right here is where we start getting into what we call the organic rankings of Google. Now, right now is lawyersfind.com, but right here is NEJAME Law right here, Orlando Criminal Defense Lawyers. I guarantee you that if you wanted an Orlando lawyer, or if you wanted a criminal defense attorney, and you're going to search this in, the first 3 names or the first page is what you're going to look for. And that's who you're probably going to call, or you're probably going to call one of these right in here. What we do is all of these lawyers that are on page 3 over here, no one's going to page 3 to go to Figaro Law. They're just not. And Figaro Law might be a great attorney. They're losing money because of visibility. What we do is we help Figaro Law get on the first page up here, and they pay us to do so. In many cases, $500 to is up to $20, $40, $50,000 a month. The bigger the client, the more they pay you. That's kind of it in a nutshell for those of you to kind of stay with the webinar so you understand what it is. Or you could take physical products. We're going to talk a little about that. So just kind of hang tight. We're going to get to a little bit more about how money's being made in a little bit. But what I'd like to do is just start out with showing you some of the vision of what we see of our people and where the money is going to be made at in 2017. And we're going to start out with Greg Morrison. Greg, I know that you're one of the founders of OMG, and you are always someone that is literally our vision leader. You're always looking ahead. You're always trying to focus on what's coming, what's ahead. And I just think that it just feels right putting you first and letting you talk about what everyone needs to be aware of in 2017, what you see in 2017, because you just sit around all day long and predict the future for us. And you've always been right.
Yeah, well, I think one of the biggest things we do, Kotton, as a group is we simplify things. So, the general SEO community, they'll basically tell people that there's like a popular 200 things you got to worry about for SEO list. And we kind of break it down to like 3 or 4 things that you need to concentrate on. So that's one of the bigger things we do is we really simplify SEO, because most people don't understand that it really is simple once you understand what things to focus on. Unfortunately, again, a lot of the major SEO companies out, or major SEO teachers out there, whatever you want to call them, they haven't figured this out yet for some reason, and they focus on these hundreds of things, and they try to teach someone brand new coming into SEO 200 different things they got to do for SEO, and people get lost. So I think that's one of the biggest things we do is we just simplify things, and it makes it a lot easier on people. But what I want to do, go ahead, Kotton.
No, I said absolutely. I'm with you.
All right, so let me share my screen really quick. I just want to show people a spreadsheet, just to kind of give people an idea of what I do behind the scenes myself. And we work as a team, and because of the things that the other 7 coaches do on the side, Kotton does a lot of client stuff, and everyone does different stuff where they contribute, which allows me to just test. All right, so my main thing is spreadsheets and building sites and building them differently so I can see how Google's algorithms react. All right, so I just did an example spreadsheet here, and I want to show you guys some things that I track and just things I do. So I have a spreadsheet, and it's up to almost 6,000 lines of code. All right, so what I do is I track the URL I'm linking to, where the link that I'm getting is registered and hosted for footprint issues, which we talk about. Don't worry about this right now. The anchor text I use for the link, the date I placed the link, okay, the PBN or the link that I got it from, the location I got the link from, the category or topic of that link, the position of the keyword that was ranking before I did this link, okay, and then of course the keyword I'm targeting. So I just want to scroll down here. So this is how I lay it out. Of course, this is all dummy text. I'm not going to show you my real spreadsheet. But if we scroll down here, this is kind of what my spreadsheet looks like. This would be 10 sites right here. This is 138 lines of code. Okay, this is 138 lines in spreadsheet. I have almost 6,000 lines of code in spreadsheet filled out with hundreds of sites with this type of stuff. So this is one of the things that allows us to be ahead of everyone else, is because of the position I'm in, that with all other coaches, taking care of other stuff and doing their parts in different ways, it allows me to focus solely on SEO. So, I mean, I'll build sites just for the purpose of building them a different way, differently optimized, ugly, whatever the case, to see how it reacts. I'll do anchor text differently. I'll do crappy links. I'll try different categories. I'll try different types of anchor text linking, blog commenting. I mix up so many different things. Again, you're seeing 138 lines of code here. I have almost 6,000 with hundreds of sites built different ways. So when we see a difference that happens in Google when sites go up or down, what I do is I go to my rankings. Okay, I have a rank tracker where I track 25,000 keywords, and I see what sites moved up, what sites moved down. Okay, so let's say there's a big change in Google. Site 1 moved up Site 3, Site 4, and Site 6 all moved up. The rest of them kind of stayed the same. Well, what I do is I compare. Okay, well, let's go to my spreadsheet, search for site2.com. This moved up. All right, let me take down some notes. Let me see what happened here. And I compare the sites that moved up. I find the difference because remember, we narrow it down to a few things. And this is why we're always on top of updates. We don't go and look at 200 different things of why something could possibly happen. We go and look at a few things, which is basically anchor text optimization. We talk about that a lot, quality of links, and then kind of the relevance of links, and then optimization on page. And I'll go to the sites that moved up and compare them. If any sites moved down, I'll compare those, and we'll figure out what happened. And when you have hundreds of sites that are built different ways and all that, then it's just easier to find what happened. So let's go over here. This is one of the things I was talking about from Backlinko. This also is that, close this down. This is also somewhere more popular you've probably heard of, Search Engine Journal, where they list 200 things you need to focus on, Google's 200 ranking factors. Imagine coming into SEO and having to focus on 200 things, okay? Again, here, this is like a list that kind of displays it better. 200 things you need to focus on SEO, all right? We break it down to a few. And for example, some of the many things that people say you have to focus on are, your site has to look good. You have to have an address on it for local. You have to get social signals. You have to have a good looking site so people stay on. And all these things can be good. They can really help you, but you don't necessarily need to focus on them to rank. Our main purpose is to rank, and then you can convert from there. We did some example sites, and I just wanted to show people that you can rank just using the few things that we focus on. And this site right here, which ranks #1 for Nashville SEO, which is a pretty competitive term, I ranked with just quality links and following the few things that we focus on. And you can see this is a very ugly site, okay? You scroll down here, not many people are coming to this site and staying because it's extremely ugly. Even these inner pages, it's just articles I ordered from iWriter. All right, let's go back to the home page. This is a local site. There's no phone number, okay? There's no address. Again, people are coming here and they're leaving. Yet the SEO community is going to tell you have to have a good-looking site because Google tracks this and that, and if people come to your site and leave, you're not going to rank. And I'm not saying that's not important. You do want to have a nice-looking site eventually. You want people to stay on your site because it is going to help. But what we do, again, is we take those few factors that you need to get right. Like, you need to get these factors right, and then once you get those right, you'll see yourself ranking, and everything else kind of falls into place. So this is kind of what I do behind the scenes. This was a test site. I built test sites like this. I build them different ways. Sometimes I make them ugly on purpose like this, and we just rank them using the things that we focus on.
Absolutely amazing. It's great stuff. Guys, if those of you that really appreciate what like Greg had went through there, put in a lot of effort of what he sees coming in 2017. For those of you, excuse me, that understand a little bit about search engine optimization, it's absolutely incredible. And that's a little bit what you're going to learn inside of OMG. Absolutely mind-bending, the amount of work that Greg does for us and able for us to maneuver around inside of Google. I want you to give me hashtag Greg Rules right now. We're on the webinar right now. That's the effort that Greg put into that. And Greg, is that like kind of pretty much lays out the year for us, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, what I see coming is really the same. I mean, Google has always been focused around these few things that we tell people to concentrate on because they have to. People don't understand that Google can't think. Google has to base their algorithm around something that is based around a machine. And they base this around the hardest thing to manipulate, which is the few things that we focus on. So over this year, I see more of the same coming, except that we're just getting more powerful because we're getting more test sites. Kotton, you now have 100 plus clients. You use their sites as data. I mean, all of our data, I'm just showing you guys I just have 6,000 lines of Excel myself. I mean, Kotton's got all of his sites and all the other coaches got all of their sites. And then we come together and we know what to focus on. So, 2017, I see more of the same. They'll change things and we'll look at our data and we'll be on top of it. But for the most part, they're going to be doing the same stuff. So I don't see any major changes as far as SEO goes. It'll be a slow process. It'll just be us being even more on top of it with more data in the chute.
Thank you, Greg. Absolutely incredible. Everyone is loading up the Facebook group right now, seeing Greg Rules. And thank you for your conclusions in 2017. You know, when I need to know anything about search engines, Greg's one of the first people that I get on the phone and we trade data with him. He is absolutely the backbone of success inside of OMG for us. So thank you very much, Greg.
Thank you, God. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And next, what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to, we're going to see if Leslie is, we're going to do another testimonial right now. We're going to see if Leslie has been able to figure out her microphone. Leslie, were you able to figure it out? No, not yet. No. Wow. Leslie's normally on with this. Come on, Leslie. We're gonna let Leslie continue to work on this. Thank goodness she's an incredible looking lady, so we can keep looking at her even though she's not talking. But we're gonna let her try to figure that mic out, and we're gonna come back to her yet again. We're gonna kick over. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Oliver right now. Oliver, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Oliver, how are you, buddy?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Great. Oliver, how long have you been inside of OMG?
9 months.
Wow. And what would you say is your experience for being in OMG for the last 9 months? You could talk about what got you to join and where you're at this moment and what OMG kind of means to you at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything started like February 2015 when I lost my job, and I decided that I just needed to do something about this. I didn't want somebody else to decide how to live my life or how much money I can make. And then I started to look for online opportunities, business. And so, you know, like a lot of people have tried a lot of products, and what I noticed is that the most important thing was the traffic. And after 1 year of trying different products, I discovered OMG by accident. Actually, it was through Chris record. And I mean, since then it's been just amazing.
Hold on a moment. I want to make sure. Great. And what I want to ask everyone is, just so everyone, how do you monetize and make money from the knowledge that you've had in OMG? What exactly do you do?
I do consulting for other businesses. Right now I am at 10K a month.
Wow.
I've been doing that since, I mean, my first client, I got it after 4 months inside OMG, and then 2 months after that, I got other clients, and now I'm at 10K a month. And I mean, that's more than what a doctor makes. So I'm pretty happy, and I'm working. I mean, I'm home. I'm working. I spend time with my family, and I have time to do the stuff I like.
Great. And let me ask you this: what was your level of knowledge when you first joined OMG? Did you know how to build a website? Did you know anything about Google or consulting or anything before you joined?
I didn't know how to build websites. I worked as a web developer before, so it was a little bit easier for me to understand a lot of stuff. But all that information is inside OMG anyway. But I didn't know anything about SEO, anything at all. So I started completely fresh.
Wow. It's absolutely amazing. Oliver, I wanted to thank you. You know, Oliver took his time out to do it. He's doing incredible. $10,000 a month is nothing to sneeze at. That is literally almost inside that. Actually, it is in the United States. It's in the 1% of income. You know, I want you to give a hashtag Oliver over there and just show your level of support for him. Hopefully, what's your goal for 2017, Oliver? What's your income goal for 2017? What would you like to see this time next year?
Yeah, I want to be at 50K a month.
Wow, that's a very good goal. And you know what? The amount of foundation that you built right now for being 9 months in and you're at that, I don't think that that's going to be hard for you to get it all. Just keep plugging away. So, man, congratulations on your success after 9 months.
Thank you, man.
Thank you very much, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go back over to the Facebook group. I want to see all the hashtag Olivers that are coming in right now. It's incredible. After 9 months, $10,000 a month. This is more typical, where we're going to see people earning inside of OMG at this level of time put in, some more, some less, but right at making about $150,000, $200,000 a year, and not having to go to college to do it, not being in debt, not having to be $250,000 in debt, going to a university, going with everything else. So if those of you had watched the last webinar, a lot of the people that we're going to have on tonight have made their money, and Oliver's goal is $50,000 through consulting. We're showing businesses how to get more visible. Remember, they have to get targeted traffic into their business some way, whether it's ads, billboards, print. But you know what? The phone book is dead. People are picking up their phones and they're doing it. If you need a plumber, if you need a windshield repair, if you need something, if you're not coming up on page 1 of Google, you're pretty much throwing money away. And that's where it's at. So thank you, Oliver, for taking the time to come on. What we're going to do is we're going to move things right along. And we're going to ask another super-powered person inside of OMG that literally, just to give you a better description, is the people that share their knowledge inside of OMG. I don't want to call them a coach because they're not a coach. They're entrepreneurs. They run their own business, highly successful. And what they do is they come back for a couple hours a week and share with you exactly what they've done, whether how they failed so you don't have to go down the same path, or their successes so you can map that. And in some cases, when you have the right process, it can save you years, it can save you months, and in some cases, it can save you decades that you don't have to put that time and effort in. So what I'd like to go to now is I'm going to go over to and mix it up a little bit, and I'm going to go with Stephen Floyd. Stephen, I know that you have put a lot of thought into what 2017 is going to look like for everyone. And, I'm excited to hear what you think's in store with how people's going to be making money in 2017, if you could share it with us.
Yeah, thanks, Kotton. Man, it sure is cool hearing from everybody and hearing all the success stories. That's always my favorite part. Well, for me, 2017 is going to be all about one thing. We teach lots of different ways to make money off of free traffic. I dabble in several, but 2017 for me is going to be all about e-commerce. It's going to be e-commerce all the way. Let me take the screen real quick here, and I'm going to show you a couple of. Let's see here. All right, can you see my slides? Can you see the slides, Kotton?
Yeah, I can see them.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I put together a real quick little thing to talk about, 2017 for me. And I'm not only fired up for myself, but I'm also fired up for everybody that's going to be in OMG, because this is the year I think that this is just going to take off for all of us. So I'm calling 2017 the year of e-commerce. That's what I'm declaring for myself and over anybody who wants to jump on with me. It's going to be the year of e-commerce. And you see here that I put, but it's not for everyone. So let me explain that a little bit. But before I go further, I'm not really sure if everyone here actually knows what I mean when I say e-commerce. So let me explain what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is electronic commerce, or e-commerce. And that's basically just a website that sells products. So everyone here, I'm sure, is familiar with Amazon. Everyone here, I'm sure, is familiar with eBay. And those are e-commerce websites. So people go to them and they buy products, right? But also sites like Walmart that have actual, locations, physical locations you can go to, but then they also sell products online. So that's what I'm talking about with e-commerce. And the reason that I'm so fired up for 2017 for e-commerce is that there's kind of a perfect storm that's happening now that started at the end of 2016. And it's just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And so, as recently as a year or two ago, if you wanted to do e-commerce, it was extremely hard. You had to know lots of things. It was too challenging for most people to do. I kind of liken this situation to the internet before AOL came along. And if you don't know what AOL is, then bear with me, please. I'm sure I'm just dating myself here, showing everybody my age. But before America Online came on, it was really hard to get online. But once they came through, then just with a few clicks of the mouse, you could get online. And so after that, it was a big change in the internet. And that's, in my opinion, when it really started. When it wasn't just techies and kind of nerdy people online, but kind of everyone can be online. And that's exactly what's happening today with e-commerce. So I was going to tell you, just a few things about myself just really quickly, but I've been doing e-commerce since 2007. I do consulting. And basically, I've been in this, now for, 9 years or whatever, not only with my own websites, but also with helping other 6 and 7 figure e-commerce stores do everything that they need to do. But let me show really quickly. So here's one of my sites. This is a quarter, just one of the quarters from last year. And so, you see that this is 150,000. That's about 75,000 in net profits. It's about right at 50%. And I split that with a partner. So, it's 35,000, each. So, it's not earth shattering money, but, all by itself, this one e-commerce store could, someone could live off that. I know a lot of people here could live off 35K a month. But why am I so excited about the future? So again, guys, started back in 2015 for the first time ever, e-commerce sales overtook in-person sales like in Black Friday. And it continued again to 2016. And, here are projected charts. And if you could pull up 100 charts, they're all going to say the same thing. But I want you to see here in 2016, 1,922 billion, to the B, dollars is going to be generated from online sales through e-commerce. And as you see here, this is just going up, 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 and up. All right. And so, the time has never been more right than it is today. I'm telling you, that's why 2017 is going to be so awesome. The sites I mentioned before that I have, they cost anywhere from, the cheapest one was 5K. The most expensive one actually was probably closer to 15K, up at 13 here. And, they take like 4 to 6 weeks to get online each. Okay. So you have to have a pretty good amount of money and a little bit of time. All right. But let me tell you the reality of today inside of OMG. If you have the right training and the right support, which you're going to, you can actually have a store online in just a few days and spend just a couple of $100s. Okay. So instead of spending 5 to 13K and taking 4 to 6 weeks, you can actually have a store online in a few days and only spend a couple of $100s. So, this is no longer going to be for just big companies or people who, rich people to do. This is going to be people just like you. And I'll tell you, in 2017, inside of OMG, what I am going to show you how to do and what I'm going to do right there with you. I have 3 stores that I'm building personally. They're not partner deals. They're going to be mine. I'm building 3 different stores as we speak. And the things I'm doing, you're going to see them. I'm going to teach you to do exactly what I do. So we're going to show you how to set up a store. We're going to show you how to bring in that traffic we like to talk about from Google. And we're going to teach you how to make it convert like crazy, meaning that once the people get there to your store, that, they're going to be more likely to buy. And that's it. So I'm telling you, 2017 is going to be off the hook. I'm more excited about this than anything that I've ever done or anything that I've ever taught. Each one of these individual businesses really honestly could generate enough revenue for an income all by itself. So, you can do this for yourself. You can do this for other people. They can pay you as a consultant, to come in and help them make their stores better. I do that as well. I do a lot of consulting. So this one method I'm telling you is just going to be, if you're not doing it in 2017, you're probably going to be sorry in 2018.
Stephen, I hate to put you on here, but I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate for everyone that might have this question. So I'm sure that people are just blown away by what you've shared with them, because I know I am. What if they have no experience?
You know what? It's so funny, Kotton, because I would have told you again, even 2 or 3 years ago, I would have put most people away from e-commerce. I would have said, listen, it's hard. There's so many steps you got to go through. I won't even go through getting it legal online, like getting the payment processor set up. There was just so many hurdles. The barrier to entry was just crazy. I promise you, I absolutely promise you that if you're sitting there watching this webinar right now and you didn't even know what e-commerce stood for, when I started talking about it, I promise you that you're going to be able to do all the things that I mentioned here. But in addition, here's the crazy part. To do, the e-commerce that I'm doing, I don't even have products. They're not even my products. I'm selling other people's products. I'm not even going to have a warehouse and boxes and employees and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to show you this, guys. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, I don't have anything to sell, don't worry about it. There's plenty of companies out there that would love for you to sell their product and for you to make, a commission off that, or to mark it up. I don't want to get into that too far. But there's just, it's so easy right now. I set up a store a couple of days ago for someone in my family. And I mean, they were just blown away. I mean, it's amazing that someone that has literally, and can barely get on the internet, to be honest with you, can go in, can pick some products that they want to sell, set up a store, and then start getting traffic to it. And I'll tell you what, it's contagious. Once you get one of these stores up and they're doing well, there's a very little maintenance to keep these going typically. Very, 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 very little. So, you get one that's going good, then boom, you cookie cutter another one, cookie cutter another one, cookie cutter another one, keep it going, it's just, this is about as easy as it gets, to be honest with you. This is easier. This is maybe one of the easiest ways to make money that we're going to teach you this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Stephen Floyd with his forecast for 2017. If you are not excited right now, then you're on the wrong webinar. How many of you are excited to dabble in a little bit of e-commerce right now? I'm in the Facebook group right now. I want you to give me a hashtag ecom right now. Give me hashtag ecom with this new, and what I want to share with you is simply this. And Stephen, I'm going to ask you this. This is one of about, and you said it earlier, this is one of about 15 to 20 different ways that we have to show people how to make money inside of. Give me hashtag ecom with this new, and what I'm going to share with you is simply this. And Stephen, I'm going to ask you this. Somebody this is one and needs to turn their sound down. There we go. So back with what I was saying, Stephen, if you're with us right now, how many different ways are there to make money? I mean, we have ecom, but there's another 15 different ways to make money inside of OMG.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Kotton, that's one of the greatest things that I mentioned at the beginning. And I didn't mention this, but, as an example, you said 15 or 20. There's probably more like 50 or 60. But the thing is, and each one of those has little nuances to it. So, we're just talking about e-commerce, and I was talking about selling products. But that's not the only way we're going to monetize our sites. No, sir. We are going to have a minimum. And everybody that's listening to this, remember this, once you're on the inside, you're going to have a minimum of 4 different types of monetization on each one of your sites. Minimum 4. So you're going to sell products, and I'm not going to go into the other 3 or the other 4. But selling the products is just one of the ways that we're going to make money. And what's going to blow your mind when it happens, because it happens all the time. When I do these consulting gigs, I'll see people and, their product sales. I had a company recently that was, they made some bad choices with the actual product, and the margins just weren't there. They just couldn't make a profit from selling their actual products. We switched them to a different method of monetization, and it didn't just make up for what they were losing. It was almost double what they were projecting from only changing the method of monetization. Because once you've got a good quality site and you got that traffic coming in, you've got an audience, you got certain things set up, moving from one to the other, just remember, once you have an audience on your site, you've got multiple opportunities. And, we never want to just do one thing. And you guys you'll get this when we go into it. If you go to some of the bigger sites, think Amazon. Amazon sure as heck doesn't just make money by selling products. No, sir. So we're going to show you these things. I'm going to show you the ones that are going to apply to the most sites and the most niches. But what you're going to find is sometimes these, second, third, and fourth monetizations are going to make more than even your primary one. And, it's just great. It's awesome. That's one of the reasons, again, another reason I'm focusing on it this year.
Sounds amazing. Guys, what I want you to do is give me hashtag Stephen. We're going to get a hashtag Stephen over there for him sharing what he's done I know a lot of you are excited. We're on a little bit of delay right here, but the hashtag Steven, he's taking time out. You get to see the forecast. Said this is a non-recorded webinar. One time only, one shot. We're just doing it tonight only. There will be no replays. If you happen to be on this webinar live tonight, you're getting an in-depth look at what some of the top minds in online marketing that are doing, are crushing it in what they're doing. Steven to show with you a little bit under the hood of what's going on with e-commerce, and sites like that inside of 2017. So give me a hashtag Steven for those of you there. And we've got through a few of our guests that are just crushing it right now. And we're going to reach back out and we're going to keep it flowing. We're going to go with another testimonial. Anything could happen. There could be mics not working, video not working. We could have someone pass out, revealing an income. There's a lot of things we could do. So hopefully we're going to go to someone that could be a sure bet right now that's got his stuff going on. Clayton, are you with me?
I'm with you. Can you hear me, Kotton?
Yes, I can. Clayton, is
right.
glad to have you on.
Clayton,
when did you join OMG?
I joined in March.
In March. Oh, all right. So not quite a year yet. So if you could just kind of take us back from the beginning, tell us what made you want to join OMG and kind of how you feel about it up to this point right now.
Well, I thought I knew SEO, and I bought a company that had an online presence, and I figured that I could at least double or triple the income of this website and this store. And I doubled it, and then kind of got stuck. And somebody introduced me to one of your webinars. I was driving down the road in Atlanta, and I was listening to one of these, and it was about this time of night, and I was listening to how y'all all support each other. And basically you said, it's a group, it's a secret Facebook group. You reach out, you got a problem, you ask a question, people help you out. And I said, well, if they have my back and they can answer my questions and they have all this training, then I'm in. I pulled over to the side of the road and I signed up. And immediately I dove in and just started watching the videos, joined Fletch's webinars, joined your webinars and Greg's. And a couple of things hit me that were a game changer for me. First, it was Fletch teaching me real SEO and Greg teaching me real SEO techniques and methods. And then you came in and said, focus, focus, focus. And I shut down everything else I was doing and employed Fletch's and Greg's techniques. And now I'm at quadruple what I was in about $40,000 a month.
Wow. So right now, what prior knowledge did you have building a website very well, about search engine optimization?
I call SEO 101.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think you were at on knowledge coming in?
Now I'm at about 301. In the beginning of 301, I can confidently say that.
Oh, okay. And man, but $40,000 is a tremendous amount of money to be making starting in March of 2016 to right now. So what's your goals for 2017?
Well, you guys taught me to reach high, and that's what I'm doing. I'm aiming high now. I think I can quadruple that with a good concerted push effort. I think I know the path now. I got the skills to do it now. And I know that if I come across anything, the best thing about OMG is I can reach out to the Facebook group, to anybody here and ask, hey, I'm stuck, help me. And within an hour, I get an answer. That's the best part of OMG for me.
You know what, Clayton, I want to go back to when you said that, you were driving down the road and you heard a webinar about like this and you pulled over. And one of the things that really kind of struck you is we talked about how the camaraderie that we all had, and it was kind of a pay it forward attitude, like inside the group, to where kind of crowdsourced, where everyone kind of helped each other because we're all going in the same direction. Did we hold true to that promise?
Absolutely, and some. And not only in the Facebook group, but I can message any one of the coaches directly and get a response, private message if I need. If I don't want to share it with the group, for example, something may be confidential. And it's just been amazing, man. It's a game changer, and it's allowed me. I used to get stuck waiting on Fiverr guys to respond to me, or Upwork guys to respond to me. Now I'm getting instant answers from the coaches and the senior leaders of the group. And soon I hope to be the contributor too on the Facebook group and help people as well, because that's been the best part.
Sure. So if you had to say your life's a little bit different than what it was since March, I would have to say. Is
Oh yes, it's helped us a great deal in giving us flexibility and freedom of movement, and getting ready to make some pretty big changes and upgrades and travels, and some big plans coming up here soon that I'll be sharing with the groups shortly.
Clayton, I'm blown away, man. I'd like to know that your success is. I didn't anticipate to hear that as well. I did know what your income was when you came in. I'd like to know that you and I haven't had an opportunity to speak very much, but man, that's just absolutely amazing. You know, I'm going to ask Joe. Like, Joe, when you hear, you know, people that are inside of OMG for less than a year that are pulling in this type of money, I mean, what do you think?
Man, I think it's amazing. And it's just like what Clayton said, and I experienced it when I first came in OMG is, you know, when you're out there trying to do this stuff, you're trying to get answers from these people from Fiverr, Upworks, or from some blog, and you just can't get the answers you need to move ahead. You know, but when you come in OMG, you have that community to help you get those answers. And I think if you make effort like Clayton did, you know, you have to dig in though. You have to say, I want this, I want to do it. Put forth the effort, you're going to succeed. I think it's amazing. I mean, and as a coach, it just feels wonderful to be able to help people, you know, to get that financial freedom they're looking for.
Sure. You know, and I'm like glad that Clayton brought it up as well, that he had to wait for people on all these other places, Fiverr, you know, or Upwork or some of these other people. I mean, not to get down on these places, but half of these people, that's not their real-time income. They're out driving cabs and washing dishes and waiting tables and cleaning houses and washing cars and doing these jobs on the side. And that's who he's waiting on to return it. That's not what OMG is about. You're going to be getting information from people that have incredibly successful businesses that show up a few hours a week and share with them exactly our trials, our celebrations, and everything that can cut off time with that perfect process that we talked about. Guys, I want you to give me a hashtag Clayton. Incredible start. 2017, we've had people, you know, 60,000, 10,000, you know, and then now we got 40,000. I would have never thought. I just put out an open invitation to anyone that was inside of OMG to join. I did not get a chance to speak to anyone before, and I am delightfully surprised. You know, it's OMG moment after OMG moment that's going on right here, and it's typical with what happens. You know, with other places, one of the things that we really want to emphasize when you get inside of OMG is your success. If you literally come in with a entrepreneur mindset and ready to dig in and get to work, I think that it's virtually impossible that you can't be in a similar position to some of the people that we've had a chance to hear to thus far. And that's what's exciting about OMG. So, you know, be sure, and I want these guys to feel your love out there that you're listening. There's no better way than to root on people, not be jealous or anything else. But, you know, I always rejoice in my friends' successes. And you know what? Even though I've never had a chance to meet Clayton, I know he's listened to me many times. I'm excited for his success. You should be too. And we're going to hear several more that are having an incredible amount of success right here inside of OMG. But we're going to keep the flow going, What we're going to do right now, we're going to reach out because we already called on him once before. We're going to go back to him once again. And this is one of my closest friends. Him and I do a lot of webinars together. And Joe, I'm going to reach out to you. And, you know, you've helped a tremendous amount of people inside of OMG. You're like one of the OMG favorites, such a kind heart, always in a great mood, always laughing, always going on. What can you share with people that they're going to see in 2017? What is the world of internet marketing going to look like from the eyes of Joe Marfolio?
Well, Kotton, the future's so bright. I had to put on my shades, man.
Oh my God. Only Joe.
No, I mean, 2017, I think it's going to be amazing in a lot of different ways. And we have a lot of things that in store. One thing I want to talk about is some of the things that we did last year, some of the breakthroughs that we had that's going to actually, we're going to leverage into 2017. last year, we were able to take videos in YouTube and find a hack inside Google and YouTube to get these videos to rank very fast. We would even do these on live webinars where we would rank a video in a minute, right? We would have a #1 ranking, and we didn't do it by just uploading the video. We used something that was using live stream through YouTube, and it worked great. And a lot of people used it to make a lot of money, to get clients. But there was one major problem we had, and that was the software and technique we used. It was a little bit complicated. And because, one of the big things that I like to do and have in my business are systems and efficiency. We created a software that made that whole process extremely efficient, to where you'd be able to put a video in the software, hit a button, and boom, it would do the live stream for you, do the social shares, all the things you needed to get these videos to rank. And one of the things that, let me just share my screen. I know, one of the things we're talking about is, well, how do you monetize it, right? How do you get these things monetized? Let me just share this screen right here. All right. So you should be able to see my screen. One of the things that we were able to do is, for example, this is a video that we actually did live, and it was for a roofing repair contractor in Rockville, Maryland. We were able to rank this extremely fast. And what you can do is you take this video, you go to a contractor, someone who does roofing in Rockville, and you could actually, they'll pay you for this first place ranking, because this is going to make them money. A roofing job is $8,000 a month. They get 1, 2, 3 roofing repair jobs off of this. You're talking about a lot of money. And we did it over and over again with a lot of different videos. But one of the things I want to show you that we're doing, and we're going to be showing this year, is how to take this whole process where you take a video and you put it like we have a video right here on page 1, and it looks like a video right on page 1 for slab leak detection. Now, what if I didn't have a contractor for this? How can I get them to give me money for the spot? Well, when we click on this, what this actually is it's just a page. There's no video here. So I can actually go out. I could go to a plumber in San Diego in the Poway area, and I could say, listen, do you want me to put your video #1 on Google? And of course he's going to say yes, and I can get $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 for that. And then further, that's a foot in the door to make even more money, to do their SEO, to do their website, and everything else. So it's really just like a foot in the door strategy, but it's very, very effective, and we're going to be showing you that. But this is a great way to get clients. And the one thing I really like about video, and going forward in 2017 with video, is that there's so much you can do to leverage it to, one, not only get clients, but the other thing is, many people say, well, if you know SEO, if you're doing, well, show me what you're ranking, or show me your clients that you have. But if you're brand new, maybe you don't have clients yet. Well, you could easily put a video up, do the method that we show you, and you could show them, look, I have a video here ranking #1, right? I said, well, I have a #1 video for roofing repair. I have a #1 video for, malware removal, plumbing, whatever it is. So you have fast results, and then you instill confidence when you go to get clients. The other thing with video you can do is obviously sell leads and different things like that. But leveraging video and everything in it going forward, one of the things I'm really, really excited about is this over-the-shoulder series that I'm going to be doing with Greg, where we're going to be incorporating video, also a web page and everything else. And a lot of people, I've probably seen that show Shark Tank, or they think, okay, I want to make money. How do we make money? Well, you go out and you can start a business, right? You start a business, but when you start a business, you have employees, you have funds, right? You have to put money up. That's what Shark Tank is. They want, they're looking for money to expand, to grow their business, to just start making money. What we're going to be doing is we're going to actually be taking and starting a business from scratch, recording it. Okay, it's going to be a tour company in a whole nother country, and we're going to show how it making money. It's going to, you know, by the end of the year, it'll be making more money than most brick and mortar businesses that you see in your neighborhood or your town. But we're going to be doing it without having to expend a lot of money, without having to get any employees or having to do anything else. What it is, it's going to be a sport fishing site in Costa Rica. And Costa Rica is the top, if one of the top, if not the top places that people go for sport fishing. Okay, so what we do is we partner with a company there, and we provide the storefront, right? We provide the leads. So, if, you know, right now, if you go to Sport Fishing Tours, I could show you a sneak peek of the site. Since we're not recording this, you know, I don't mind showing this, but we have videos. Right now, I have probably over 30 videos already showing how we first created this site from scratch, how I went out, got a designer to make it, how much it cost. Greg is recording how he's ranking the site. You saw it was ranked #1. And, you know, how we monetize it, how we go out and we get partners for it, and, you know, how we actually make money with it from the very inception all the way to the end. The beauty of this too is you know, we're partnering with a tour company, and then we split the profit, right? So we don't deal with the sport, with the fishing charter or the fishing boats. We don't deal with them. Okay, we don't deal with the taxis, the hotels, none of that stuff. We don't even ever have to go to Costa Rica. Our port, the fishing charter, fishing boats, we don't deal with them. Okay, we don't deal with the taxis, the hotels. I'm getting feedback here. But all right, so. But the thing, so we don't deal with any of that stuff, but we split the profit. Okay, the tour company does that. And when I said this is a storefront, it's almost like Steven said before. You know, he's setting up businesses, stores. Well, this is, you think of this like a storefront. If that tour company, say something happens with them or it doesn't work out with them, we just take this whole storefront, our whole business, and we just find someone else that we send the leads to and we partner with. But we control everything. And that's one thing that I really specialize in, is partnering and joint ventures, you know, because I built businesses. I love entrepreneurship, and that's a lot what I'm going to be focused on next year. And that's really what I'm excited about.
Sounds pretty exciting, Joe. That's a pretty sweet logo you've got on that Costa Rica site.
Yeah, man, that was thanks to Kotton. I showed Kotton the site, and he said, "Oh man, let me fix that logo, man." That's right.
Guys, I love Joe, man. He's one of my closest friends. To get inside of OMG, you're going to get to hear me, Joe, and Steven every Wednesday, and we all genuinely, truly care and really like each other. A lot of laughs, a lot of fun. You just heard a little bit about Joe. You're going to hear a lot of them throughout the course of all of 2017. What I want you to do is, if you're excited to get that over-the-shoulder series to see how Joe's taking a business like that and how he's rocking it out, you know, what I want you to do is give me hashtag 2017. That's what Joe sees. That's what Joe's doing. That's how he's making his money. We're not out here like professors at a college. You know, God bless these guys. They like go and they tell you how to run a business. They've never ran one. They're teaching from textbooks. You have all these other online courses where everyone wants to be a coach. No one's making money, but yet everyone wants to teach you how to make money so they can make money because you're paying them to do it. That's not how we do it in OMG. You see, we have our own. Joe just showed you how we just started up from scratch, unbelievable, what's going to be an incredible business, and how he is going to show you how to do that over his shoulder. You see, Joe makes all, if not 85, 90% of his money from his own business. And Joe comes back for 1 or 2 hours a week and shares with you his research and development, his success of how he's crushing it online. Unlike a professor at a university, unlike other online courses where people just sit around and get paid to teach. Doesn't sound like much fun to me if you're not out making money. You know, I want to hear about the guys that are out there doing it, that are in the trenches. What's hot? What's going on right now that are staying ahead of the curve? not the guys that are sitting around hiding behind a textbook and what they did 6 months ago or last year. We don't hide behind that. We stay up front and we keep our businesses current, red hot, and making money, and share that information back to you. And that should get you ultimately excited. If you would like to learn from entrepreneurs like that, give me a hashtag hell yeah. That's how I want to learn. I want to learn from people that are already making millions, that are sharing me how to do it, not someone that did or that's never, and they're trying to teach me how to do it, because that's what 95% of the online marketing world is. And it's just the truth. We like to be a little different here, and that's why we've got hundreds upon hundreds of income reports, why we've got hundreds and hundreds and maybe thousands of testimonials about how incredible OMG has been for all of these people. And that's what we're able to do. So all the hell yeahs are starting to roll in right now. And what we're going to do is now that we're on a high note, Joe got everybody fired up. And Joe, thank you once again. I want you to, I want all of you to give me a hell yeah for Joe, because Joe set it up, showed you a way that you can make money. Every corner you take, there's a new way, or there's a path, a perfect process that you can find for you to make money inside of OMG. And I wish we could go over all of them tonight, but what we're doing is we're showing you what we feel are the hottest trends you're going to see this year. And that's exactly what's going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to see. This is what we do at OMG. If we don't succeed, we don't give up. We keep coming at you. And right now, we're going to come at Leslie for the third time. We're going to see if she's got it fixed, if she's ready to rock and roll. Leslie, is that mic fixed?
Do I have it fixed? Can you hear me?
Holy smokes, we got Leslie.
Is that a yes? Good.
We can hear you. We never give up at OMG. We keep going until we have success. That's how it works.
Well, that's kind of exactly what has happened for me through OMG. It's all a matter of not giving up, right?
That's right. You know what? It doesn't matter as long as you get it done, right? Sometimes you can't always go right.
That's right. So there's always, at the end of the day, there's always the power switch.
Exactly. Leslie, before I let you, because you don't need any help with your testimonial, because I've heard the first one. When did you first join OMG?
Did I join in? It seems like a long time ago, but I think I joined late in February. So you guys opened the door again last year. I think Bob Proctor had something to do with talking you guys into opening a door, and I hadn't heard a thing about it. I just knew that I needed a change. I needed something different, and I wanted to help my folks' business. And so I really, I was remembered listening to, a webinar just like this. And I don't know that I really knew what SEO really was, not really. And I'd kind of only done a couple of websites here and there, but I didn't really know that much about it at all. I just saw the great opportunity. I know, I heard what you guys had to say. I felt the energy. And to be honest, Bob Proctor saying, I give Mike Long and David Mills and all of you guys his what was his lifelong endorsement?
Lifetime recommendation.
Yeah, that's what that's not, that's a guy like that isn't going to do that very often. So, I slept on it, but I didn't need to. I jumped, and it's been an incredible journey for me. It's been totally life-changing for me, for sure. So,
why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you just one question, and I know it's going to be hard for you just to give one answer, and then I'm going to let you run. On a scale of 1 to 10, when you first joined OMG, what was your knowledge about search engine optimization, or what people call SEO?
1.3.
1.3.
Yeah.
And now, what would you say it's up to now after a year?
I'll tell you what, by myself, I would say by myself alone, I would put it at about very sturdy 8 on my own. But with the community that I have around here, including you and the ongoing information that I can dip into, and the incredible relationships and friendships that I've made with people in OMG that are even quicker to learn this than I am, I would say I'm a 15. There's just nobody better in the world and I can sell that because I can count on them, and I can count on the knowledge, I can count on the people, and I can count on my performance ultimately, but I just know I have that backing me up.
Great. I'm gonna let you run, Leslie. Tell us how and why you decided to join OMG and what it's done for you up to this point.
I'm the example of how not to do OMG. I got in and, I went through the months where you have to work and you have to stick with it, and it's going to be confusing and it's going to be frustrating and you're not going to understand, but you just keep learning. And then all of a sudden the light bulb goes on, and then you start kind of looking around, and I kind of was one of those that followed the shiny objects a little bit. And what ended up happening was I had a couple of really insanely good months, but I wanted to create a foundation for myself. I wanted to create something steady. And what that took was calming down and going back and starting with the foundation again. I listened to a lot of what David Mills teaches, and realized that what I had and what I learned was, gave me more to offer to a client than nearly anyone else out there. And so in the last 2 months, I settled down, and another really great friend who's an OMGer, I wrote a question through, and he kind of laughed at me, and I took a deep breath and I looked at my question and I said, I'm making this way too hard for myself, aren't I? And he said, yep. And so since then, everything's changed. Everything's changed. Closing clients has been not a big deal, and I've been able to build a foundation that I didn't have before. So it's created a really amazing business base for me, and it's because of the way that you guys teach. And if you settle down and just listen to the training and you go back to basics, it's inevitable. You just have to stick with it, and you just have to focus. So.
Sorry, I was on mute right there. So let me ask you this. How important is the OMG community in your success?
My success wouldn't exist without them. I don't know how it exists because I don't see it anywhere else, that there is this kind of magic in the community. There's so much knowledge, and it's done in a way that doesn't have competition. And that is the rarity. There's no ugliness. There's no competition. There's, in the cutthroat stuff, if it exists, it doesn't kind of come to the surface. But I have 4 or 5 friends who are some of my best friends in the world now. And, in the course of the year, when you're in the trenches with these folks and with the coaches and with you guys, you guys inspire us. We get to stand shoulder to shoulder with you. And when you guys say that you care, for someone from the inside to say, yeah, you guys care so much that we succeed. And I mean, Mike Long is just scraping for things to find ways to show how excited he is when people succeed. And that just doesn't happen in any other community. And so, I have a couple of people that I JV with, which is a joint venture. Because I feel like they really have strong points where I'm not so strong, and vice versa. So one of my friends is insanely good with systems, with processes, and that has filled in a gap for me to learn how to do that, slow down and rebuild that systematically so I can scale. So yeah, we're all succeeding together, and we pull each other up. It's been amazing.
Sounds like you've had a pretty exciting year inside of OMG.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh.
What has been your most successful month since you started OMG?
So I have 2 kinds of successes. My biggest number successful month was 6 figures, and that happened back in July. But to me, my most successful month for real was when I was able to put some foundation and build something that's going to recur month after month after month. And now I'm really well into the 5 figures as of January, finally. I mean, and I was bumping along bottom there for a while, having a tough time. So January is going to be my best month personally, because it's recurring, and it'll be well into the 5 figures. I should be hitting about 30,000 from really very little.
So someone has some fear in joining OMG. What advice would you give them?
I would wonder what the fear is, because the information is all here. And for someone who danced around and looked around, I had trouble selling. And so I tried to look outside of OMG to find methods and find some confidence to learn how to sell better. And I discovered it's all there. You know, David Mills and what he teaches, it's all there. And I think some people may be worried about the cost of jumping in, but to be really honest, you know, I in the early registration, there was a fellow who wrote through and asked a couple questions about joining and information and things. And I love it when people are about to join and are really thinking about this, because it's such a remarkable opportunity. And, you know, he already has 2 clients on the line. And this was when was that? December, November? And he already has 1 or 2 clients online. He already has a rank and rent site. He already has a site that's starting to bring him some money. He already has so many of these little projects that he can use to fill in the gaps. Really, if it's a financial question, the potential of where this can take you financially is unlike any other thing that I know of, especially for someone like me, who didn't want to go back to college, didn't want to, you know, for starting a new career. I would really look deep into your bones to see what your fears really are, and know also that a lot of the hangups that you may have are actually addressed here. And, you know, David Mills and his gremlin story, you know, and creating the answer to the things that scare you. And you, Kotton, and talking about stepping forward and looking at your future self. And, you know, you need to be your future self. And sometimes you have to step out there on faith on something that's real. And this is real. I mean, I'm not getting paid to be here. I mean, it's because I believe in this so much. So, you know, take a chance on your future self and give it a chance, because everything is here that you need.
Super stuff. Leslie, I always appreciate hearing from you and you taking time out of your busy day. What we're going to do, because it's appropriate, we're only 2 days into the year, we're going to go with your last name with a hashtag, because that's what everyone needs, is a good year.
That's right.
So what we need to do, let's hashtag good year. And, you know, let's thank Leslie for giving her time right here. But you know what, to all of us as well, that we have a good year as well. But Leslie's always one of these people that are inside the group. It's always a positive, just lightning rod of energy to everyone, and we always appreciate her. And she's turned into be one of the positive leaders of the group that people look up to, and that's always very important as well, is to have those people around that's, you know, that can almost be called, you know, once you hit that year mark, you're considered a veteran.
That's a real honor, Kotton.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Leslie. It's always a pleasure to have you, and I hope you have an incredible 2017.
You too. Happy New Year, Kotton.
Happy New Year to you as well. Bye-bye. So I want to see all these hashtag good years come in. It's Leslie's last name, but it's also just fits the moment with what we're trying to do here with 2017, showing you right now the vision of what's going to happen out over the course of this year. And it's always exciting. These people, you're, you know, 6 figures. She had a month over $100,000. And, you know, I'd already knew about Leslie's success earlier in the year. And, you know, she's one of the few that we've had on tonight that I actually knew about her success. But what a positive force of energy that she is inside the group. And that's what you keep hearing about people saying, is a camaraderie inside the private Facebook groups, to where relationships are built, to where she said she's got friends. And you know what? Crazy enough, that's my closest friends too. The people that you've heard from tonight, you know, Greg, you know, Joe, you're getting ready to hear from Fletch, Liz. I mean, my God, I think Liz and I love each other so much. I had to move right next door to her. Like, seriously, I think I live 300 yards away from Liz, Gregory Ortiz. You know, we all generally care and then really like each other. And so you can generally feel that when you get inside the group. It's unlike any other online course that you're going to take to learn how to be sufficient making your own money. You know, you can always take the opportunity to keep working for someone else and compound their wealth, help them get wealthier and wealthier while they give you a little sliver of their money. Or you can decide to take a chance and bet on yourself and start investing that time and energy into your future, yourself, and let you get all that money. Let you give a sliver to someone else. You know, there's not very many people that have the guts to take that chance and that opportunity. There's not many people that can get that right information, what we call the perfect process. So think about all this while we're going to be moving forward. But what we're going to do is, because we've got a little more guests than we do with our entrepreneurs, they're going to be sharing throughout 2017. What we're going to do is we're going to move over to Google again, to the Hangouts. And I'd like to bring on Francisco, if he's on there. Francisco, are you with us?
Yeah, Kotton, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hey, man, it's good to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's really an honor.
Yeah, absolutely. First, I'm going to start out with the same question that I do everybody is how long have you been in OMG?
It's about 6 months. It was late June when I joined.
And kind of tell us a little bit about why you joined and, where you're at this moment. Just kind of take us through the steps.
Sure. I'm living in Switzerland. I'm originally from Mexico. And basically my background is computer science. But then I went into the corporate world actually in 2014, 2015. Basically, I went into the high ranks, let's say, into private equity and all this kind of corporate stuff. And actually, it was going pretty good because there is a lot of profits to be made, like millions and stuff like that. But the problem is that there is a lot of risks on that, like really high level risks. So the other thing is that if you somehow don't manage to actually get the deal correctly, it's gonna break you, and it's gonna break you really well. Anyway, that's kind of what happened to me. So after I wanted to kind of see a different opportunity, because certainly I didn't want to. It was too much risk. And then I knew that the internet was one of the ways to make money because of my background. And then I started looking at the possibilities this year, so about May, June. And then I realized about some message from Mike Long and Liz, and for me that was amazing. It was actually a webinar that they did for Tai Lopez back in January. But then when I saw the value that they were delivering, even already in a public webinar, I said, okay, this is it. I have to go in. And right away, I looked away and to sign in. I mean, it was amazing. And believe me, I don't regret in any way the fact that I did it.
You know what? That's exciting. So in the last 9 months, what do you feel that your knowledge level is at? When you first joined OMG, on a scale of 1 to 10, did you know how to build websites? Did you know how to do anything with SEO? Where was it at on a scale of 1 to 10?
So I knew about the websites because of my background, but how to build them. But SEO, not really. It was like 0.5. And then the knowledge that I have now, it's just amazing. I mean, the reason why I joined is that I saw that they really knew what they were talking about. And when I came in, I could see that they have more knowledge than in any place I ever have seen. Like, it's massive. The competition is not there at all. So the amount of knowledge that the coaches, I mean, it's just incredible.
And it's incredible that you say. So your knowledge of SEO is incredible right now. What would you say to someone right now? I mean, I can see a comment in the group right now saying that someone's scared that they have a full-time job, wanting to know if it would work for them. What would you tell them?
It certainly works. I mean, as I said, I'm in Switzerland. I started with client getting in SEO. And Switzerland, I don't speak German. Here in Switzerland, there are 4 languages. It's German, French, Italian, and Romanish. So I don't speak German, and I'm in the German area. So it's really, really difficult to get clients when you don't have the language. But then I just showed them a little bit of what I could do in SEO, and then a little bit what I could do in Amazon. And when they saw that, right away they say, I want to sign a contract with you. Right away, because there is no one offering the kind of things that we can offer and that you guys are teaching us. I mean, so if you are thinking about getting out of your job finally because you have been unhappy, let's say, this is the way, because the amount of knowledge that you can obtain from this group, not just from the coaches, like Leslie said, but from the people around inside the group, is massive. And whenever you bring this to clients, they are gonna want to pay you for you not to go away and do it with another client or their competition, because it's an easy. I mean, once you have the knowledge, you can charge. I charge 2,000 the first client, and then you can do that. You can do like 5 clients a month, and then you have already 10,000. So I mean, it's just amazing, and you can do it in a span of the time of 1 week, and then I mean, you're done. It's just crazy.
It's true. Let me ask you this also. You like said you're currently in Switzerland right now?
Yes, I am.
So when you're selling, when you're dealing with these business owners, do they speak English?
Yeah, some of them they speak English, some of them they speak a little bit of English and French, and some of them they speak Italian. So Spanish is close to Italian. I speak Spanish as well. I speak English. So yeah.
What's your first language?
Spanish.
Exactly. The point I wanted to get across is man, I really admire you, and I'm going to tell you why I do. Why I just think you're kick-ass. Because we have people that are listening on this webinar right now that speak fluent English, that live in the United States, and here you are. You have a level of difficulty against you already. I like probably know that you're good at speaking a language, but they can tell that it's not your native tongue. You're in Switzerland. You're dealing with people that you said speak French, that like speak a little bit of English, but ultimately you've got another level of difficulty that some of these other people don't have. But you know what, man, I appreciate you because you're like going by a rule that I love, which is execution trumps knowledge every time. You're just going out there and you're taking action, and you know what, and you're killing it. Even though you're not scared, if you're speaking the language appropriately, if you're getting it done, you know what? You're out there just swinging that axe, cutting that tree down, and that's what it's all about. And that's what everyone needs to understand that's listening to this webinar. So if you can speak fluent English, and if you think that you've got some problems, look at a guy right now that's brave enough to go to another country that's not English as the first language. His first language is Spanish. He's getting by however he can, and he's still crushing it income-wise. So Francisco, man, I want to say I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you came on. I want you to just give him just like #wow. But because I just want to let you know that not only does he have to learn all of this, but he's got to convey all this to make money in other languages to other people, which is a level of difficulty that you're never going to have to deal with if you live here in the United States. So I want you to show Francisco that, man, that we got his back, that we realize that, man, I just want him to feel the love. So Francisco, when you get off this, I want you to go to the Facebook group. I want you to see the support that everyone's going to give you. Just give them a #wow. So if you think you got it rough, just always remember, there's someone else out there that's got it worse than you do, that found a way to make it work. Because I've always said, and I got this quote, from Tony Robbins, did a version of it. It's never about your lack of resources. It's about your resourcefulness. And one thing that Francisco is, this dude's resourceful. He's resourceful. So, man, thank you for being on. You've inspired me, man. You make me realize that I got it easy. You got it over there at a little level of difficulty that we don't have. Thank you for joining us and taking your time out, man. I hope you've inspired some people tonight.
Thank you, guys. I mean, thank you for all the great knowledge that you do, and thank you for what you said. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. So I'm going to go to the Facebook group right now. Let's look at all the wows coming in right here. And here's all the wows. So what I'm saying is if you are there, if you're here and you're scared, and you're in the United States, imagine how he felt when he started. But you know what happened is you want to take the island, you burn the freaking boats. And that's what he did. Action always trumps knowledge. Always. 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 You know, you can go a wrong direction. You can go a wrong direction and know you're going the wrong way, turn around and start going the right direction. You find that out through action. And that's knowledge. So what I'm trying to say is he just got it done. And so that's very, very, very inspiring to me. Even though we've heard some incredible income reports tonight, man, I don't know if I'm pretty resourceful, but man, the guy speaks a lot of languages and has to go into another country and get it done and still crush it and learn from a beginner. You heard him say he knew 0.5 about search engine optimization and was able to convey that to other people in other languages. So just incredible, incredible stuff. So thank you for joining us tonight, Francisco. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hit a few more people with like testimonies. These are very inspiring. You know what? If like you're inspired by what you've heard tonight, just give me a hashtag yes. I just want to see a hashtag yes. You've been fired up by some of the people that you've seen, fired up by, with what you've heard about the predictions of 2017, that it's going to be an incredible year, that you might be in the right place at the right time. And it's time for you to join all these people and kind of, you could be in this group that's giving their testimonials next year. The same way that they were on a webinar last year and heard the same thing. Now you're hearing about, and we're just hearing just a small portion of these people that are like doing it right now. Well, we've got hundreds and hundreds of testimonials like this, and you can access those if you get on to our Facebook group and other places. We'll share those with you a little bit later. We're going to keep plugging along right now. Iggy, are you with us? Want to see if Iggy's with us?
Here. I'm here.
Iggy, what's up, buddy?
I'm good. How you doing?
Great. Are like you a fan of Iggy Azalea?
I get that all the time.
So, man, thanks for joining us. I know you've been sitting on there a while. We've had to run through some testimonials, man, and it's a pleasure to have you on. So I'm going to start out with the same question I do anyone. When did you first join OMG?
I joined OMG back in late April, May. I joined it watching Ty Lopez's video and while Mike Long was talking, and then it really caught my attention.
And what was your level of knowledge on a scale of 1 to 10 about website, search engine optimization?
From a scale of 1 to 10, 0.5. I did not know how to build a website. I don't know how to build a website. I don't know how to do. I didn't even know what was SEO. I just knew that something about generating traffic to a website was just something that really caught my eye. That took my attention.
Right. Let's go back to the beginning again, and what made you want to join, and what have you learned up to this point, and what level of success have you had up to right now?
Well, what made me join was I've always been doing business on my own. I already own a retail store, and but I was working almost 10 hours a day for 7 days a week. I have a sick dad. I have an elderly mom. I have a wife, 5 kids. I have a big family that I never got to see, and I really wanted to take care of. But my business was just taking too much of my energy, too much of my time, and I didn't want to stay like that for the rest of my life. And I knew, doing anything online or working any business online will actually, that would be something for the future. And I could spend time and help, stay with my family.
Absolutely. And now that you've been in OMG, a little over close to a year right now, how has that helped you with your freedom of, just being able to take off and just not have to answer to anybody?
Well, what I did with my business, I handed it over to a family member. I said, you manage it. And it took me about a couple of months to actually, do that transition. What made the big impact was when I went to OMG Live 2016 in Orlando, and I met all the coaches over there, and I made a commitment to myself. As soon as I come back from OMG Live, I'm just going to do client consulting and just burn all my bridges. which was pretty uncomfortable, but I learned a lot about myself and about the business even more. I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know how to build a website. I didn't know anything about the internet, but with all the studying, and then I managed to rank #1 at my local city, and which is something I didn't even know how to do before. So ranking #1, I started going out, trying to get some clients. I managed to learn how to speak in front of people, more than, with a group of 10 or 15 people at once. And it just something that there was a lot of things I learned that I did not know how to do before. I never was comfortable doing before. But it's like joining OMG had put me in another level of success mentally and educationally, of course. I also, I mean, with everything, even today, actually, I just noticed to start my year pretty good. I just got my discovery form filled out by a client out of nowhere, and it was very, that just gave me a good hint that this year is going to be a great year.
Wow. So it sounds like that you've had a lot of discoveries over the last year. If you would tell someone right now that's on the fence, that's like, man, I don't know if I should get inside of OMG, what would you tell them?
If you want to stay where you at and not go anywhere in life or not succeed, or just, and just live, normal, or live an unfulfilling lifestyle, then, they could stay where they at. But if they want to, put themselves at at their maximum level, or take themselves to the next level, or even bring businesses, bring traffic to businesses, or whatever that they want to do through OMG. I mean, if they don't jump into OMG, if anybody doesn't jump into OMG right away, or even, at any time, you're missing a lot, because I honestly learned a lot. I learned a lot, and I'm even taking my business that I currently own now, and applying SEO to it, and slowly building that up. I already there's just so many things that there's so many things that I learned so much in the past 6 months about myself and about the business, that if it wasn't for OMG, I think I would have probably just lived a normal life, a very boring and normal life. I don't know what else I could say. I mean, it's been pretty good for me.
Wow. It's pretty powerful. Iggy, I want to thank you for coming on right now. You know what? This is going to be a fun hashtag. This is going to be our first hashtag Iggy. And I want you guys to get on the Facebook group right over here. Iggy is definitely on the rise right now. He's just on here just giving a testimonial about this. He just changed his business around and just flipped it on its script just a couple months ago, and he's building it right back, staying focused on one particular thing. And, I want you guys to just show love, support to him. Give me a hashtag Iggy. I want to see a hashtag Iggy. And we're going to be watching him over the course of the year. And I know that we're going to see him have a tremendous amount of success. Iggy, thank you for taking the time out of your day. I wish you a wonderful 2017. If there's anything I can ever do for you, man, just shoot me a message. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you so much, Ken. Thank you, guys.
Great. And we've got people still rolling. It's testimonial after testimonial. We're just going to keep rocking it out and then keep going. Nick, are you with us right now? Nick Birch? There he is. We might have a microphone problem. Nick, are you with us, my friend? Can we can't hear you. Are you sure you're not muted at the top? If not, we're gonna have to come back to you. Nick has got some technical difficulties, but we will hang on here. Seems like all the superstars having a hard time getting the audios going, but that's okay. No, we still can't hear you, Nick. What we're going to do is we're going to move over to Bolton. Bolton, are you with us? Either Bolton's napping, he doesn't know how to hit his buttons.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you. We can't see you, but we can definitely hear you.
I had the backseat of a car and driven to Pensacola, so.
Oh, got it.
I had to jump on for OMG.
Sounds like a weird transaction gone bad there. Backseat headed to Pasadena. It sounds like the title to a movie. You all right?
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, great. Bolton, how long have you been inside of OMG?
14 months. And since I joined, my life's been great. Everything. There's a lot of things that have changed my life. Me, and it's all to OMG and everything.
You know what, Bolton, we're having a little bit of trouble hearing you right now. I appreciate you calling in. Even though you're moving on the car, you might be in a dead cellular zone right there, but we're having a hard time hearing you right now. If you can kind of repeat what you said, we can come back to you when you get in a clear area. Let us know. So what we're going to do is we're going to move over to Bolton. If you get in a better area, just kind of stay on and we'll get back to you. We're going to move over to Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, are you with us?
Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm always amazing. If I was doing any better, it would be illegal. You know that? So, Elizabeth, for those of you that have never, there's a lot of people on the webinar right now that never heard of you before. How long have you been inside of OMG?
I joined December 2015. So just a little over a year.
So you've actually been in OMG for over 1 year now.
Absolutely.
What was your knowledge of websites or search engine optimization when you first joined OMG?
I knew nothing about SEO. As a matter of fact, I paid people on Fiverr to do spammy links for me. And I knew how to build some websites, but I needed a lot of help. And that's why I joined OMG for coaching to learn how to do all the technical things.
That's so you would say that OMG would definitely be for someone that has absolutely zero knowledge of search engine optimization or knowing how to get up a website. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The Assimilation Light webinar was incredible. From A to Z, taught us every single thing we needed to know.
Sounds amazing. So what I'd like for you to do is what really, when you first heard about OMG, what made you want to join, and kind of give us just kind of an update on what your progress has been throughout the year and where you're at the moment.
Okay, so I'm probably pretty interesting. I'm probably different than most other people. I never watched a webinar. I asked someone who would be a great coach I wanted to get into affiliate marketing. So I was like, who would be great at coaching? And someone recommended me, not Bob Proctor, not Ty Lopez, but someone else. And I got a sales letter, and I just asked Mike Long some questions and reached out to some members in the OMG community, asked them a bunch of questions, and I was ready. I just joined. And really, it was a no-brainer for me, because you guys just have so much knowledge, and just there's so much value in the program. It's the best thing that I've ever done. So I started, just really got going with the training and plugged into the training. I decided to do client consulting and just hit it really, really hard, have been really, really focused. And I've had an incredible year. I mean, I never expected to do so well. It's been amazing. And, I joined because I really wanted to make a difference kind of in the world. So I've been able to contribute to my church and my community. And then also, the people in OMG know that my daughter was in the hospital for 3 weeks in November. And had I had a job, I wouldn't have had a job, so it's just been amazing for me to support my family and to be really present and not have to worry about, my family, my finances. I mean, I don't have any debt. It's just totally amazing. Totally amazing.
So if someone's out there right now and they're just first time they've ever stumbled across the OMG, they hear this word, search engine optimization, SEO, client consulting, affiliate marketing, lead generation, you're like, man, all these people seem like they're killing it. I just don't know. What would you tell them to get inside of OMG?
I would say don't worry about it at all because you'll learn everything you need to know. The only factor is you. And if you decide, I made a decision that I was going to be successful and I made it. And I think everybody on this webinar just decided they were going to do it. And I mean, there's so many other people in our community that are just doing so well. I mean, and it's all because of the OMG knowledge and Greg Morrison and just every single one of the coaches have just brought so much value and knowledge. I mean, I got into OMG because I wanted the experience. There's a ton of things I don't know, but all I need to do is ask. So it's amazing.
Absolutely. And we appreciate you saying that. Look, my like final question to you is this: you've had a tremendous amount of success this year inside of OMG. I'd like to know that you've had several months over 6 figures. So if someone, especially we have a lot of people that have just joined, a lot of people that are getting ready to join, what advice would you give them for their first 90 days inside of OMG?
I would say just do all of the training. Just do all of the training and show up. I know, Kotton, you usually say don't ask questions, but don't I've gotten stuck at a few places and that's the worst place to be. I would just say, no matter what you do, just keep going, just keep building. That's what David Mills talks about. Just, build on what you know and just keep doing that. And that's going to bring you success. So just keep taking steps forward every single day.
Elizabeth, thank you very much for joining us, taking the time out. I know you're very busy. And, it's the day after the holidays. So we greatly appreciate it. Like to everyone to do is show Elizabeth their love and appreciation for being on here right now. Give her hashtag Elizabeth right now in a Facebook group. You give her hashtag Elizabeth. I'd like to show our support for her. She's very active inside the OMG groups and is one of those people that's always around helping. And we definitely appreciate her. So we're going to wait. We're a little bit on a delay right here, but I know the hashtag Elizabeth will come flying in here in a moment, but what we're gonna do is we're going to keep pushing on, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we got Nick, if he's been able to wake up, slap that mic around, and get it to work. Nick, are you there?
Yeah, Kotton, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, man. I love you guys. It's getting the sound to work. So what's up, man? How's your new year working out for you so far?
Hey, it's going amazing. I cannot complain. It's going to be an amazing year.
That sounds great. Dude, I'm going to start out asking the same question to you that I do everyone else. When did you first join OMG?
I joined OMG December 31st, 2015. And I actually, well, technically it was 2 minutes before January 1st. So it was actually pretty exciting.
What a way to spend a New Year's Eve, huh?
Yeah.
So how's the last year been for you, man? You've like been in OMG a year from right now. So you're definitely a veteran. You've listened to all the webinars. You've been through all the training. What that made you want to join, and where are you at this moment?
Okay, so for me, I actually found the information through a guy named Onyx Singal. And it was basically some information of these guys that were in this underground world that just knew this information that no one else knew. And he was a trusted source. So I went onto the webinar and, I seen you, Mike, Joe, Fletch on there, and you guys just kind of had this, look in your eyes as far as you were talking of just knowing information, just confidence. So, I listened on, I loved it. And, I just dove headfirst in. I thought it was the greatest information I had seen. The income reports were astronomical to anything I had ever heard of. And once I really got information as far as Bob Proctor and, and Ty Lopez, that was actually after being in the program. I mean, it just verified, those are guys that I've been following for years. So it just verified my, my truth and really hitting the head on the nod about OMG.
Great. So when you first joined OMG, what was your knowledge of, websites, online marketing, search engine optimization on a scale of 1 to 10?
Zero. Absolute zero.
After 1 year, what grade do you give yourself now?
I'd like to say I'm around a good 9.5. I like to leave some room.
Wow, that's amazing. And
Yeah.
and you know, hate putting you on the spot. What are these things that we've never rehearsed this or did anything? What's the best single month you've had in 2016 income wise?
Thus far, the best month I had was a 5-figure month. It was actually the most insane deal that I've ever done, just simply because it came from a business that told me no. They actually turned around and actually saw where I was ranked for a specific niche, and that kind of pushed them over the edge to know that myself versus the competition was really to who was really going to get the client. So, I mean, one thing that you guys really, hit the nail on the head is, where's your proof? Where's your rankings? So, I just kind of went in head first, with that information that, was inside of OMG. And honestly, it's okay if they say no, because, I know the information so well that it's to the point to where, if you're not going to do it, I know that your competitor will. So you guys have really placed the fire inside of me.
That's like fantastic to hear. I'd like to go back to the very beginning of the conversation. You made a statement that you met us through Onyx Singal, who's a really good friend of mine. He's like cool. He actually wished me Merry Christmas and super guy.
Nice.
And you had said that you had heard about a bunch of underground guys that seemed to know a lot of information.
Absolutely.
Did that promise hold true after a year?
That was a horrible understatement. You guys are phenomenal.
Great. Just wanted to make sure. And I know that you're just stacking and building your business right now. What is your goals for 2017, man? Because I know that it's got to be huge for you at this point.
Yeah. I feel like even though, the information that I have learned and success that I've learned, I've kind of feel like I just kind of dipped my toe in the SEO, so to speak. So, I mean, this year, man, I'm looking to go, anywhere to $50,000 to $75,000 a month easily. That's child's play. So I'm super excited about it.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to put the good vibes out for you right now. Because you've taken the time to be on here, because, man, I'm sure you've inspired and fired up some people right here. I want you to give Nick a hashtag 50K, because that's what he wants to make, not per year, but per month, right? That's what you want, right?
Month. Yeah.
Per month. I want you to send out the love to Nick right now with a hashtag 50K. I want him to know that we got his support. And you know what? All you got to do, man, is just keep inching away. To just, like I said, if you keep going and going and moving, you're gonna get there. Might not be a month from now, 2 months, but if you keep plugging, man, I know you're gonna get it. I'm gonna be excited to congratulate you. So, Nick, I want to wish you a happy New Year, and I hope that we get to hear about your success in that $50,000 a month.
Thanks.
That you're gonna be making this year. So, everyone, show your love. Give that hashtag 50K. Thank you very much, Nick, for taking your time out to be on this webinar. We greatly appreciate you.
Happy New Year, Kotton. All the coaches.
Happy New Year,
thanks.
buddy. You're welcome. And right now, we're going to go over and we're going to get another prediction for 2017. And this time, we're going to go to what they call the Queen of Amazon. Liz Herrera, are you with us or have you fallen asleep? I need to know.
Of course I haven't fallen asleep, Kotton. It's barely 10 p.m. in Miami.
Oh, you're getting all fired up. Liz, how fired up are you hear about all these testimonials?
It's absolutely amazing. I mean, you were spot on. The guy from Mexico, I know exactly. English is his second language. I don't even know if it's his second language. He said he spoke like 3 or 4 languages. That's absolutely insane. I know what that feels like. English is my second language as well. So I know exactly what he's doing, and it's absolutely amazing. It blows me away, and it fired me up just as much as it fired you up.
Yeah, sure. Liz, a lot of people are wanting to know in your world, man, what you're seeing. People want to hear what Hurricane Herrera has got for 2017. What's in store for us?
I'm fired up to show First and foremost, 2016 was absolutely epic. I'm going to show you guys here just a sneak peek. I know I promised the OMG members since a few webinars back to show them what my best-selling product actually did. And in fact, actually wasn't my best-selling product. It was my in my top 5. So a single product. I'm about to show you guys what that did exactly. But first, 2017, what does that have in store, especially for all the Amazon people? Well, first and foremost, everybody that's brand new, I know they've been worried about how much money it's going to take them to get started with the product on Amazon. That is your very own product. We're not talking about a product that isn't yours. It's a product that you own. And in fact, you can sell that product later on and sell the entire brand if that's what you want to. And let me tell you, you can get that started for as little as $100. And I'm going to show you exactly how I'm doing that with several different products and making it so simple that you're almost guaranteed to sell that product as soon as you put it on Amazon without any guessing, without really having to learn that many skills. In fact, I teach you all the skills that you need to know step by step, brick by brick, and show you exactly what it takes to sell that product on Amazon for under $100. That's the real key point. So that's the first big aha moment of 2016 that I figured out, and I'm taking it forward into 2017. That's number one exciting thing. Number two exciting thing is that right now, the hottest niche that you could possibly jump into, a lot of you guys have been talking about it, all these people on here, client consulting. Well, guess what, Kotton? There's very few people out there that can fulfill Amazon client consulting. In fact, the people that are doing it right now are literally raking it in and making a ton of money because there's very few people qualified enough to actually do that. And this year in 2017, I'm going to show you exactly how to take advantage of that. I'm going to show you how I'm building my Amazon agency brick by brick. So again, it's all about building and taking one solid year to see how that actually happens. And the best part of all, Kotton, is I'm literally taking the pieces required to do that. I'm taking it fresh off of your playbook. So they always say imitation is the best form of flattery. Like, you do live right across the street. I've already called you up and asked you a couple questions on how to structure some things. And I'm going to continue asking you more and more questions because I'm literally building it exactly how you showed all the members of OMG how to build their own SEO agency. I'm showing people how to do it the Amazon way. And as I said before, very lucrative opportunity available today inside of Amazon that anyone can do no matter what your skill level is, because I will show you how to get your first product started for under $100. And in fact, I've already actually implemented this in my business. On the very last week of 2016, we actually made $6,000 just doing that. So that was one of the things that we focused on. And keep in mind, we still manage dozens and dozens of our own physical products, but we jumped in there and we offered a couple of services, and guess what? People bit. And the best part of it all is that we have over a dozen people lined up, ready to sign up with my agency in order to do those same services that I do on all my products for them. So I'm going to show you guys step by step how I'm going about in building that. And I do predict that by the end of the year, that one particular business for me, I'm gonna think large, Kotton. I shoot for the stars. I'm gonna say that this agency will be at least at the $2 to $3 million mark, especially with your guidance. And good thing you live right across the street, so I will be running on over there every day, bugging you about that. And I guarantee that with the stuff that we already have inside of OMG and the things that you will continue to teach, as well as the other coaches, that agency will be between $2 and $3 million that year alone. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that. I'm fired up about that. But the third biggest thing that I took from 2016, and I'm taking it forward into 2017, that I am super fired up about is that I don't even know how to tell people this, and they're probably going to be stunned at this fact, but I literally had an account on Amazon that sold so much I was suspended. I know I'm stunned myself. I don't even know what to say, but I'll repeat that again for some people that probably didn't understand that. In fact, I didn't understand that the first time I got the email from Amazon that I was suspended, but I was suspended from Amazon for selling too much. Now, what does that mean for you guys? What does it mean? My pain is good for you guys because that particular product taught me a lot about Amazon in general. But one of the most important things that it taught me about, after communicating back and forth with Amazon and asking them what exactly went on and comparing it to the other products, is it taught me something very, very important, which I will show you guys in 2017. And that is, first and foremost, how to sell the shit out of a product, number one, which is the most important thing. But number two, how to make sure that your account is aged and doing very well before you do that. Because if you sell too much too fast, trust me on this, you will get suspended. And I'm going to show you exactly what metrics Amazon looks at when they decide whether or not to let you sell on their platform. And yes, this does exist, but the most beautiful part about it all is, again, I'm going to tell you how to sell the shit out of anything you want on Amazon, because I got suspended for selling too much. So I'm going to show you guys just that sneak peek here of how exactly those products did. And again, I'm going to tell you guys how not to get suspended. So I'm going to share my screen here for this last finish here, and you guys can have a look at exactly what happened when I sold the literally crap out of the product. So here you can see right at the top, and I'll just play this slide here. Right here at the top, this is product A, which literally went within the span of 20 days, went from selling 11 units a day to over 111 units, and that was in 20 days. And in fact, Kotton, I showed people exactly how I did this at OMG Live. So if you were one of the people that actually attended OMG Live, you got to see live and in person, step by step, how I actually marketed this product and went from selling, at the time, 11 units a day all the way on up to over the 100 mark. So this product had, in any given day after that, about $3,900 in sales a day is what it was actually averaging at the point where it was suspended. So within 20 days, the product hit over 100 units, which was just way too fast, or what Amazon said was way too fast. And then the second screenshot here is product B, which in 25 days went from selling about an average of 19 units a day all the way on up to its peak, which was 861 units in a single day. And as you can see here, within 30 days, that single product hit over $300,000 on Amazon. And this is one product of dozens. And as Kotton might tell you, there was a little bit of work involved, and that's because I literally disappeared. I did not see him. I did not see Gregory Ortiz. I did not see very many of my other good friends that live in Miami for weeks and weeks. And every time they would invite me out, my excuse was I had too much work to do. I was actually doing work on this product. However, my team helped me as well. And so we were able to take this product, again, from literally selling 19 units a day all the way on up to $300,000 in a single month. So really what I wanted to teach about this particular product in general is I've laid out the blueprint for this product. It was laid out in OMG 2016. All year long, we hammered this in. But what really this past Christmas taught me is a lot of other lessons that I can teach you guys. Number one, how to sell so much that you don't get suspended on Amazon. Number two, how to literally take a product within a 6 to 7 month period and have such a sexy Christmas that it literally makes almost half of your income in the entire year. See, this business is not about a one and done opportunity. This business, whether it's consulting and or selling physical products on Amazon, you have to build this business brick by brick. And I will show you exactly how to do that during the entire year inside of OMG. So I'm super excited to actually show you that. And now at least you and Ortiz know that the reason I was not hanging out with you during Christmas was because I literally was working. And that's it, Kotton.
You was really working?
I was actually really working.
I got it. What we're going to do is now, Liz's nickname is a hurricane, and what she just revealed, it sounds like you guys need to tape your wig on. That's what you need to do, because the hurricane's going to blow it straight off. What I want you to do is give me, if you're excited about what you've heard Liz talk about, if you want to get your hands on it, I want to see a hashtag tape the wig, because the hurricane, if you ain't got that wig taped on, it's blowing off. Am I not right, Liz?
Donald Trump better be careful, Kotton, because his wig is not taped on well enough. He better hope he doesn't come to Miami soon.
That's right. So I want to see hashtag tape the wig. That's like what I want to see. The hurricane is coming. So if you, that's what you're going to get inside of OMG, and you're just getting snippets, little bitty snippets of what these brilliant entrepreneurs are doing. And you're going to get direct access to them. You're going to be able to show up to their live webinars, ask them questions and answers. They're going to help you buy the hand and build your business. People like Liz, you just heard, she's telling you to tape your wig. It's going to get blown off if you don't. So what I'm saying is you're going to hear from Steven, from Joe, from Fletch, from Greg. We've yet to hear from Fletch. We're getting ready to. And all the other people that have said they've been in there a year, their lives have changed. You've heard people make as much as $100,000 to $10,000, people that have changed their business around, people more focused. You've got evidence stacked on evidence, on evidence, on evidence. You're fired up too. You're listening. You're still on. I'm telling you, 2017 is going to be your year. It's going to be your year. Liz, thank you very much. You're getting a lot of hashtag tape the wigs. And it's always exciting to create a new hashtag.
I love it. Thank you, Kotton.
We just did. Tape the wig. I want to see a bunch of these hashtag tape. I want to see Mike Long post hashtag tape the wig, because then I know it's serious. If Mike Long tapes his wig on, it's over for 2017, Liz. It's over. You know that, right? Liz is like, I'm not even going to comment.
He did tape the wig. I see it. It's Mike Long taped the wig.
Oh, the 2017 is over. There it is. Mike Long has taped the wig. He just posted. It is over. When Mike Long says tape the wig, the year is off to an incredible start. So David Mills does need to tape his wig. His wig is healthy. His wig is very healthy. So it's good to know. So what we're going to do is now we're going to get to a few more testimonies. Liz was electrifying, exciting as normal. I'm excited to see with it. I didn't know what all these sneaky phone calls were. Hey, Kotton, but do you like do this for that? And then it was like, click, get off the phone real quick. It's Liz, you didn't even invite me over to lunch or nothing. It's like you're just stealing my info and just running.
I took you to the movies, Kotton. I took you to the movies, and I took you downstairs for dinner several times.
You did. I like now. Now that my memory's refreshed, you're right. You have. So with that, we're going to Jeremy. Are you with us? Let's see if we have Jeremy on right now.
I'm here.
Jeremy, how are you doing, man?
Good, man.
Sounds great. Where are you at the moment?
I'm actually in Franklin, Tennessee.
Holy smoke, that used to be the headquarters of OMG Live.
I know, yeah. It's kind of crazy.
How long have you been inside of OMG? I'm going to start out asking the same questions as everybody.
Yeah, not long enough, man. I got in like April or May.
Really?
Yep.
And what was your knowledge of search engine optimization or building websites?
Fairly minimal. I have a web design business, an agency already, and I kind of stayed away from SEO because of all I ever heard from my clients was that I've gotten SEO done from somebody, but they have no idea what they're doing. You know, I heard it over and over and over. And so I was like, man, this stuff must be really difficult. So I kind of stayed away from it. But then since I did keep hearing a lot about SEO, I was like, well, I need to find somebody that really knows what they're doing. So I kind of went out on my own, and I started Googling, Nashville SEO, and, some guy showed up named Mike Long on the front page, with his picture right on the video there. And I was like, man, I need to call this guy, and because he obviously knows what's going on with SEO. So I called him, and basically, the long and short of that was he was super busy when I actually got him on the phone, which is probably a miracle in and of itself. But then he was like, man, I'm just super busy, but he's like, here, let me add you to this email list. And so he added me to the OMG email list. And I was like, I kind of started getting the emails, and I was like, holy, what is this, And so I kind of started realizing, okay, a lot of these people were doing it themselves, and they're actually having great success. So maybe I can do this, And so then at that point, I got an OMG, bit the bullet, and I was like, okay, I was super busy at the time with websites, and so I basically just was on hold for several months until like November. I was finishing up. I had like 15 websites, and some of them were really custom websites, and so it was a long time that I had to kind of play that out and finish up those websites. And so finally finished in November with all the websites, and I started selling SEO. And when I started selling the first month, I hit 10K. So I feel pretty good about that. So,
wow, it's amazing, amazing stuff. So, how much of your success with search engine optimization would you attribute to what you've learned inside of OMG on a scale of 0 to 100?
definitely 100%.
So that's amazing. So let's like go back to getting to where you said you've had a lot of success in web design. You build a lot of websites. You heard a lot of horror stories. Did it make you skeptical?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of like, as a web developer, I'm just like, yeah, this SEO stuff's kind of like a scam, that just everybody's out scamming people with trying to make money for nothing, Right. And
now that you've been inside of it a little bit, what's your thoughts about search engine optimization now?
Well, it definitely works.
Exactly.
I guess that's not any news to you, though. When you're.
Yeah, I have a little bit of success with it. Maybe not as much as other people, but I do what I can. But it's like great to hear. If you were to give someone advice right now that is literally listening out there right now, that are sitting on the fence, what would you tell them?
I'd say do it, man. There's no way that you can do anything else and make this much money with a degree, without a degree. If you just, buckle down and do the work, man. I mean, that's it. You just got to do the work. If you do the work, I mean, you guys are all there for all of us to help out with stuff. And I mean, if you just do the work, you can make it happen.
There you go. You've heard it from him. Do the work, make it happen. Get on board. Jeremy, thank you very much for taking the time out. I want to wish you a very happy 2017. Everybody, show your support for Jeremy. I want you to give me hashtag Jeremy inside the Facebook group to show support for him. Jeremy, thank you for coming on tonight. And, I want to ask you this, before, what's your goals for 2017?
Man, I'd like to hit 200K a month.
It's very, very, very ambitious. I like that. Well, you know what? If that's what you want and you keep plugging away, that's exactly what you'll get. That's what I believe. If you don't dream it, you've like heard me say, if you don't jump ahead and plan it out in the future, it'll never happen. So yeah. I'm telling you, you threw that number out there, man. It's likely to happen now. So I'm excited to hear about your success and you hitting that number in 2017. And hopefully we're all around to be able to help you along the step of the way if you need any help, man. So thank you.
Yeah, that's Mike Long. He said this money's flying out everywhere. It's all over the place.
It is. Listen, if Mike Long says there's money flying around, there's money flying around. That's so definitely. Thank you, Jeremy. Have a wonderful 2017, my friend. Give you a hashtag Jeremy inside the Facebook group. And we're going to move along to Igor. Igor, are you with us?
Let's see. Yes, I am.
Igor, how's it going, my friend?
Awesome. How are you?
I am great. Where are you at the moment?
Well, I'm currently in North Carolina visiting family for Christmas. Yeah.
Oh, where do you normally reside?
Well, I actually moved out to Europe and living in Germany right now, doing a study abroad. So, yeah.
Cool. I'm going to start out the same way I do everyone else. When did you first join OMG?
Oh my gosh, August or September of last year.
Oh wow, so you're like a fresh, right off of you're a brand new OMGer then.
Absolutely.
And did you know anything about website, search engine optimization, anything before you joined?
I didn't even know what SEO stood for, so no.
Wow. What made you decide to join? You had to be saying what kind of inspired you to join? What's the one thing that pulled you in that said, man, I got to get in this, and I got to be a part of it?
The community. My mom actually joined OMG, I believe, in January of last year, and I saw on Amazon. And I'm in different communities, always trying to learn the leading edge tactics and how I'm going to get that competitive edge for my business. And, then she told me about OMG, and that was just, why wouldn't I do it? And I went ahead and went in. I just definitely, don't regret it. It's leading edge tactics every week with amazing people that I'm constantly learning from, and they're sharing, and it's just a wonderful community.
Great. So I'd like to know that you said you came in, you didn't know even what SEO was when you first joined. And it's been September, we're looking at August, November, December, we're literally at about 120, 140 days right now. Where's your knowledge at right now? Tell us where you're at right now. Any exciting news?
Well, in terms of SEO, I've learned a little bit more about that. So I've actually been able to, for my website, rank it on the first page for my main keywords.
Oh, wow.
So I was happy about that. And I really actually went in for the Amazon perspective and learning from Liz, and then as well as learning from you and your training. And through there, I took off and started doing consulting on Amazon, and just ranking all my products pretty much on the first page, if not the first on Amazon.
Wow. Well, we got a little hybrid on here. Some Amazon and some SEO with some consulting in there. I like it. I like it. So with you being fairly new and with it being fresh right now, and you're just hitting your stride right now with like where you're at, what would you tell someone right now that's like sitting on the fence that's scared to get in? What would you tell them?
I honestly say, like, I guess the fear of not starting, like, what's the fear like of not starting? That's what I don't understand, because it's what I've been able to do with my business is really start creating a life that I absolutely want, and the financial freedom that I want. And, looking back 40 or 50 years from now, let's say you're looking back in your life, and, did you want to settle for a life that you didn't want? And do you want to settle for a life that I guess you want and deserve, or just keep doing the same thing everyone else is doing? So it's really that fear of me looking back in my life and realizing it's not the life I wanted to live. And this is the portion to the opportunity to create that financial freedom, to open up new opportunities in the future, to really do what you want.
You know what, Igor? Thank you very much. I'm excited to hear about your success, your second half of the year inside of OMG. Everyone wants you to give him, your support right now. He's literally in his first 100 days inside of OMG. Give me a hashtag Igor and just let him know that we're behind him, that, Igor, just keep plugging away, man. Just every little inch you do, man, is getting closer to where you're at. The key is just don't stop. Just keep learning every day, a little bit of success every day. If you go right and it's not the right way, then go left. I mean, it's pretty simple. At least you know not to go that way anymore. So just hang in there, buddy. And I'm excited to hear about the second half of the year. Want to wish you a happy 2017 and a lot of success.
Thank you very much.
Great. Last but not least, we're going to go with my brother from another mother. His name, he's been known as Joshua Fletcher. He's been known as Fletch. Recently, he's been called the Fletcherino. Been called a lot of stuff. But it's one of my brothers, definitely very, very tight with Fletch. And Fletch, we would love to hear what you see is going down this year in 2017. What do you got for us?
Yeah, no, this was my voice is a wreck. I got a cold right now, but it makes me sound kind of cool and sexy. It was a little interesting because I don't like kind of promote myself that much, I guess, but pulling together what I've been able to do, kind of drawing back on the first question you've asked everyone else, but not me. Feel a little left out in the last 4 years of OMG is I've optimized over 60 million web pages and optimized over 2,000 websites, and I have data for all that. I've been tracking it. I know exactly what we did. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. I have not only ranking data, but conversion data through call tracking and how many leads we generated. And what it led me back to is just how important it is to just be simple and just stay focused on the things that work, and to stay focused on a platform that works, like WordPress, right? WordPress is a simple platform. It's free. It's available. You should use it for every site you build out unless you get to a very complicated place. It's what I build every website I have on. when we're starting out a project. And, you know, kind of New Year's resolution wise, it's just paying attention to less. You know, when you joined Kotton in OMG, and, you know, you worked your way through, and you came, you know, you got to a place where you started really contributing. I think one of the biggest things that came out of, you know, that transition was that we all started to be able to focus on less and less. You know, we didn't have to chase shiny objects. We could go rank a single website for, you know, my city SEO. That was a model that you really kind of, you know, spearheaded. And, you know, it could take us to multiple six figures a month. And, you know, it's amazing when you're able to break ground in those kind of areas. And, you know, as I've had a full life up to this point, and I like to kind of just now, you know, share my experience of, there's a lot of things that work, but if you try to do a lot of things, none of them will work. And really getting to the point where people that join really just find something that's you. And, you know, SEO is making money online. You can do it in your basement. You can rank somebody else's product. You can rank your agency site. You can rank your mom's site. You can rank your brother's site. Or, you know, you can just do something that's important to you. And, you know, some of the big things I think that I really want to help bring to OMG in this coming year is to make sure that, you know, we've heard from a ton of people making a ton of money, is just making sure that their life works. You know, every year as it kind of draws to a close, I reflect on, you know, what I've been doing and how I've spent my time. And then I want to make sure that not only is everybody successful financially and have, you know, time freedom, but what they're doing professionally is something that they're proud of, and that they're, you know, invested in, and that they're, you know, they want to talk about, because it's them, and it's what they believe the world should be. And that's why I think SEO is such an incredible industry. From my perspective, it's the greatest opportunity anyone has of shaping the world and directing it into a place where, you know, you can kind of leave your mark. Previous to now, you'd have to have a lot of capital or incredible charisma or some other kind of lucky breaks to really kind of put that together. But with SEO, you know, you can shape industries, you can shape communities to be more influenced by certain things that you put forth. And I love that about our industry. So, you know, what I'm kind of doing right now, I rank really well with my my agency, Search Explosion in Phoenix here. We just got on the first page for web design in Phoenix. We've been #1 for over a year now for about 25 terms related to SEO. So people contact us pretty much each and every day, asking us to help them out and, you know, rank their business and rank their website. But we're in a position now where I don't have to say yes. And, you know, it's kind of put me in a position of being able to be like a shark in Shark Tank without, you know, a shit pot of money in the bank, frankly. The thing that they want from me is exposure and, you know, the ability to get in front of people that are looking for their products. So we're a lot more selective with the clients that we take on, with the projects we take on. We not only do web design, but we just build out online brands. That's going to be kind of the direction we continue to move toward. I like it, you know, more. It lets me build more kind of long-term and deep relationships. And yeah, it's great to have found OMG when I did. I think I was ready for, well, I needed, frankly, I needed a change in the ability to get in front of people. And, you know, OMG let me develop that. You know, what Greg found and what Greg has taught us lets us get in front of people that we need to be in front of. But now, you know, it's really built and developed. We all have a lot of data We absolutely know the science. We can, all contribute as to the business models that work and the way to connect with people. I'm just excited for 2017.
It's good stuff, man. Thank you, Fletch. Everyone, show Fletch some love, man, in the Facebook group while he's trying to hack and get that cough out right there. He's going to die on us. We want to see his show support before he drops out drinking that water there. Let's give hashtag Fletch. Let's make sure Fletch has got the vision of 2017. And I want to see hashtag Fletch flowing. A little bit of a time delay here, but we'll get these going. Let me refresh my screen so we can get it. We have over 1,200 comments. We still have hundreds and hundreds of people that are on the webinar right now. I'd like to see. So give us a hashtag Fletch. Fletch is always there, ready to rock it and roll it. I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do in 2017. And, that kind of wraps up what the coaches have seen so far. What we're going to do is this. What I want to do is I was just told something that I wasn't aware of. Igor, are you still there? I'd like to bring you back on if you are.
Yep, I'm still here.
Igor, what's up, man? You've just been in OMG for 100 days, so I'm going to be honest. I didn't ask you how much money you made last month because I didn't know your success. First time we've ever spoken, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Right. Igor, what did you do last month for income?
So in terms of Amazon, a little over 80K.
Wow. $80,000 in Amazon?
That's correct.
In your first 100 days?
Right. And that's in sales, of course. So in profit, I'd say around, half of that.
Right. Still, that's a nice chunk of change. So in profit, we're saying
Absolutely.
45,000, right?
That's correct.
What are you going to do with all that money?
Reinvest.
Reinvest. Did you ever dream that and I want to dig in this a little deeper. Mm-hmm. What do you attribute that $80,000? What did you get that knowledge from to do that?
What did I get? Well, from OMG for sure. Before I joined OMG, I was doing around, I think, 20K a month. And literally just from a few things that I learned from OMG, I literally grew the business around 110% when I was looking at the statistics. In roughly, I'd say about 3 or 4 weeks. So,
holy crap.
Yeah,
so with a few tips, you were able to double your money with some of the knowledge inside of OMG.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Do you mind me asking, how old are you?
19.
Wow. Guys, if you're not blown away by now, I totally missed this, and that's why this is a live webinar. So stay on, Igor. Don't go nowhere. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to give me a hashtag mind blown. You see, Mike Long had to text me real quick, and he says, man, he goes, he made all this money last month, but Mike didn't tell me his age, but I thought I was asked. He looks young. If you're not blown away right now, he's sitting there, he's 19 years old, and he had gross income last month of about $80,000 and profited about $45,000 at 19 years old. You know, what I got to ask is, what the hell were you doing at 19? I tell you what I was doing. It wasn't doing what you were doing, Igor. That's for sure. I was out there still chasing girls. I thought that was the most important thing going on. But so what I want to ask you is, Igor, is if someone says that they're limited by age or knowledge, what do you tell them?
Oh, it's bullshit. I mean, it's like you said in one of the webinars. It's how do you say it? It's just the whole victim mentality, and that really changed when you made that one webinar about not being a victim. And it's really just up to you. Go out and earn it, and that's it. You know.
It's exciting because you keep proving the whole theory that execution trumps knowledge every time.
Yeah.
Especially experience. And execution trumps knowledge and experience every time. You've went out, you've executed, you've taken action over knowledge, over experience, and look what's happened. And that's and man, I'm excited for you. What's your
Thanks,
goals
Todd.
for 2017?
Well, my goals are 3.5 million in sales for the entire year. And before I turn 20, which is September, I'd like to make $1 million. So that's my goal.
Well, buddy, I think you're well on your way. You got a pretty good teacher, Liz Herrera, and Stephen Floyd are going to be rocking out some new information this year. So I think you're in good hands, man. I think
so
you're in
grateful.
good hands to get it done. Liz, what do you have to say about that?
This guy's pretty incredible, actually. One of the things that he didn't mention was that one of the tips that I actually shared with him, we had a private message conversation between he and I gave him the tip and he ran with it. The crazy thing is that I was testing several different services for this tip, and he began testing several different services for his tip. So he came back to me with some of the results that he had with one of the services, and I was so blown away that I started to use that service alone. And it's because of him that single product hit the 300,000 plus mark for me. So if it hadn't been for Igor and I sharing that information, again, being part of the most sharing community that I know on the internet, on the planet, for anything that I can actually imagine, if it hadn't been for him and I sharing information with one another, I wouldn't have had a single product hit $300,000. And I don't think a lot of people realize it. It was one product. It wasn't all the products I sell. I sell dozens and dozens. That was a single product, but that was because of the fact that he was generous enough to share with me, which goes back to the question a lot of people always ask us, Kotton, why is it that we do what we do? Well, this is exactly why I do it. I share. The more I share, as Bob Proctor says, the more I get in return. As a result of me sharing this information with Igor and the entire rest of the greatest community on the planet, they shared something back with me, which was able to literally take my business to a whole nother level. One single product, $300,000 plus in sales in a single month. He's an amazing individual.
Wow. You know what, guys? I can't make this stuff up. I mean, it's a live webinar, and it's rare that you see someone like Liz, who is as successful as she is, who does, an incredible amount of money every month, giving credit to someone that is inside of OMG for their first 100 days and her success on something. So, Igor, man, listen, if I was around, I'd give you a knuckle bump, man. You've earned my respect already. I mean, if you got Liz's attention, keep doing what you're doing. That's exactly how I crunched out and made $900,000 last month, is because of research and development, continuing to grind it out. And it sounds like that's what you're doing. And as long as you continue to do that, man, there's no doubt in my mind that you're going to be able to do that. So guys, we're going to switch it. If you haven't given a hashtag mind blown and you're still on this webinar right now, Igor, that hashtag mind blown is for you, my friend. And I'm even blown away. So congratulations on your success, man. I can't wait to hear about more of it as we go on. So thank you for jumping back on for us. I know that Mike told you to get back on. I just didn't know. I didn't want to ask what you were doing because I'm not on the Amazon side. That's why. But incredible stuff. Guys, over to the Facebook group, hashtag mind blown. I mean, 19 years old is goal, 3.5 million by the end of the year before he hits 20. What were you doing when you were 19? And, I even know it's more real when him and Liz are trading information and Liz was able to have success because he's taking action, fearless action. And that's what you need to do if you're on the webinar right now. We've heard from all the coaches right now. We've heard from everything. But what I want to do is take some time out to just do this. I want to show you something. And I know a lot of you ask, hey, what is Project No Holds Bar NHB 2017? We've been talking about it all night. You've heard people talk about their success, talk about the money that they've made. What exactly is it and what's inside it? I'm going to take you on about a little few minute journey right here and show you exactly what you're going to get inside of OMG. And what you're going to get is you're going to get a minimum of 3 live webinars weekly. And we're going to go over those webinars in a moment. And, we've continued success after our webinars, talking about the beginners, learning there that, wow, what can I say? Mind blown by tonight's webinar. We continue to get these. Mike keeps track of them. We get hundreds of these. Absolutely nothing about lightsaber. This was mind-blowing stuff. This is what our webinars are like. It's just mind-blowing after mind-blowing. People sending us stuff. But this is the schedule that we got on weekly. We have Fletch who starts us out every week. You're going to get a live Q&A webinar from Fletch, where he's going to take you deep inside his digital marketing agency, which ranks #1 in Phoenix, Arizona. You just heard him say he's now ranked #1 for web design in Phoenix. Fletch, briefly give people a quick description about what Sundays are going to be like on your live webinars.
Yeah, Sundays typically are a pretty fast-paced Q&A where people can bring questions, anything that gets them hung up, that they're kind of stuck on, whether it's a concept or just a really technical specific question, and I can answer typically very quickly to get them unstuck, to get people moving, to get them going. I also, sometimes will dive deep into a subject, take apart an entire website, show people where they can improve things. Just kind of we flex a little bit with the needs of the community. We're able to kind of go, light and fast, but we can also dive deep and get to the real, nuts and bolts of any issues that are hanging a project up.
Sounds great. That's every Sunday. You're going to get Fletch. No holds barred. You're going to get Fletch. And you know what? That's how I built my business up. Fletch was one of the backbones and one of the pillars of my knowledge in getting as quickly as I was in search engine optimization. You're going to get him as well inside of OMG. Next up, Greg, are you still with us?
I'm still here.
Greg, what are they going to get on Mondays at your Q&A? Get them hyped up about this, man.
Yeah, so Mondays, usually I do rapid fire Q&A. So basically any questions you have SEO related, you can come to my session and ask. We do a lot of, why is this site not ranking type stuff, like analyzation. So, if you're having trouble, you're stuck on something, and you want to show me the site, I'll go over it live on a webinar. Even if you don't want to show it on the webinar, people will just privately message me. I'll say, look, message me on Facebook. I'll take a look after the session, or in the next couple of days, and I'll give you advice on that. So my session is just rapid fire Q&A. Go through the content. If you get stuck somewhere, write it down. Come to my session, ask about it, and don't be afraid to ask beginner questions. Again, if you're on a project, you're not alone. If you want to know my advice on what I do next, I'll tell you. And if you're willing to show it in the group, and we'll look at it together as a group. And I'll show you guys. I'll take you guys through sites. We go through sites, why they're ranking, why sites aren't ranking. We go through everything SEO, mine, rapid fire, and I'll clear up any questions you got 100%.
Guys, Greg's being modest also. He's one of the top minds in search engine optimization in the world. Only place you get access to Greg Morrison, right here in OMG on Mondays. Can't get him anywhere else. So if you want access to Greg Morrison, and he's talked about in any community you go to, he's well known all across the internet, being one of the foremost expert in Google and search engine optimization. Mondays, OMG, the only place you're going to get him. Next day up, Liz, tell us about Amazon Tuesday. What are they going to get?
Amazon Tuesday, they get a bunch of action. Show them how to take action on Amazon. You get all the live things that I'm testing. You get the good stuff like Igor and I collaborated on. I was already doing this. Once I taught Igor this in the webinar, pretty much took off. So you get all that information and some. And again, it's super exciting. That's all I can say. It's good stuff, and it's actual things that I do in my Amazon business that take products from making zero all the way on up to, you saw that one product, $300,000, one of my top 5 products. Certainly, I show you exactly what I do. That's the great part about it. I think we might have lost you, Kotton. So it's step by step over the shoulder. As soon as Kotton gets back on here, we will jump back over there, but I think he got frozen, so we lost him.
We're still seeing his screen though, Liz. So he's clicking around. He may have dropped his batteries. I think he uses a wireless mic. So
can you hear me?
There we go.
Great. Yeah, I accidentally got paused on my mic, and my Bluetooth headset went out, so I had to adjust for that. Joe Marfolio, we're going to be doing Assimilation Light starting in 2 days, training all beginners for 2017. What do they have to look forward to starting Wednesday?
Man, Cotton, this is I'm super excited about this Assimilation Light. It was one of the most successful webinar series we did last year, and we're going to be taking everyone by the hand and starting them from the very beginning and what they need to do for SEO, for website, getting their website set up, getting things ranked, everything step by step, from the beginning to the end. And I know last year we didn't even plan to do this. Kotton, I remember you called me and you're saying, man, people just seem to, there's some pieces missing and we need to start we need to do a webinar just for beginners. And you started this Assimilation Light, and man, it was just such a success. We're repeating it this year.
Stephen Floyd, Assimilation Light turns into assimilation. What do you have to look forward to once the beginners learn and then we move on to assimilation?
Well, Kotton, Assimilation Light is awesome and it's a great place to start. So if assimilation is the pencil and paper and we're putting numbers down and we're adding and we're subtracting, then assimilation is going to be some calculus, some trigonometry. It's going to be the advanced stuff. It's going to be the hard-hitting stuff. It's going to be cutting-edge stuff. So, they got to be ready for that. They're going to get all the basics in Assimilation Light, and then by the time they're squared away and ready to go, assimilation is going to kick off. And I tell you what, Kotton, hashtag mind blown in an assimilation is, that's not a rare thing. That's something we pretty much look forward to. So I'm looking forward to doing both of these with you guys. And we love teaching the beginners and we love teaching the advanced as well.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Every Wednesday, Assimilation Light to start out the year. Then it turns into, Stephen said, we go from a little add subtraction up to calculus. So you get all that on our flagship webinar. Special guests. We're bringing a lot of people, literally packed. We've had as many as 5,000 comments on one of these webinars. That's every Wednesday. The OMG members area, we've never really talked about that, but what are you going to get once you get inside the members area? And, I'm going to show you a little bit about and give you kind of a rundown of what you're going to get inside of OMG. You know what? You're going to get over-the-shoulder training from $100,000 per month earners. That's right. And you've heard about their 2017s from all of them. You're going to get to learn about the mastery of client consulting. You're going to learn how to sell businesses, exactly what we talked about, but also search engines. And there's not just one search engine. There's Google, there's Amazon, there's YouTube, there's LinkedIn. It goes on and on and on. And we're going to teach you how to master those and send traffic to anywhere you want from point A to point B with that. You're also going to get the mastery of affiliate marketing, lead generation. You're going to get Liz Herrera teaching you cutting edge Amazon, physical products. You're also going to get Stephen Floyd walking you through e-commerce. But one of the biggest surprises that you're going to get when you get inside of OMG is mindset. I continue to say, mindset is literally the fuel to get the information. You can have the greatest information in the world. You don't have the right mindset, it doesn't happen. And inside of OMG, you're going to have David Mills, who's literally put down 30 webinars, over 90 hours of content to teach you how to look at gaining success and rewiring your whole system to succeed. And it's literally, there's been hundreds and hundreds of comments about it, but mindset is one of the things that we really focus on inside of OMG, and alchemy is where you're going to get it. And that's what you're going to get inside of there. But also, you've heard us talk about through all the testimonials that people have said tonight, how powerful this private Facebook group is, where they built friends for life, where they've asked questions, they've got answers, that their business wouldn't have been as successful as it is. Remember, the right information can just cut off weeks and months and even years from your business because someone's already been down that road and can tell you not to go there. This is why our private Facebook group is worth the price of admission itself. And when we asked that, I dared ask someone, is OMG worth $100,000? And what happened is when I cut and pasted what everyone said, they said, yes, indeed, it is worth $100,000. Then I went one step further. We asked our OMG community if joining was the best decision that ever made. I cut and pasted and put it on there. People said hashtag best decision ever. You're getting to see the theme of this with all the testimonials and everywhere else. So I know you're probably asking, hey, OMG, what's the catch? Tell me what it is. There's got to be a catch to all this. There's no way all this people's making all this money. Well, there is a few catches, and I'll go over them right now. You see, OMG doesn't include telephone coaching. What we do is we teach you recorded modules that you're going to get inside your members area. You're also going to be able to get live access webinars to all these incredible entrepreneurs that you've heard from, to be able to ask them questions directly. You're also going to get live cutting edge lessons of research and development from their own business. But we do not do one-on-one coaching on the phone or anywhere. That's how you're going to get taught. Secondly is OMG is for the serious-minded person who wants massive action. It's not for the person who wants it all done for them. You're going to need to think and act like an entrepreneur, not like an employee. And you've heard that through the mindset of everyone that we've heard from tonight. You know, you've heard the mics didn't work. We keep going. We keep going. But not only that, we want you to come in with the attitude, and this is where this is going to set this up. We don't offer refunds. And the reason we don't offer refunds is we don't want you coming in with the mindset that it's okay to quit. No, man. You see, if you're going to take the island, you're going to burn the boats. That's what you're going to do. And if you're going to come into OMG, we want you to come in with a winning mindset. I don't want to send you to Liz. I don't want to send you to Steven. I don't want to send you to Joe with the mindset that you've already, it's okay to fail, because it's not. We don't offer refunds, and we haven't done so for 5 years. You know, you're going to get a full year of training and coaching and masterminding with Greg Morrison, myself, Liz Herrera, Stephen Floyd, Joe Fletch. It would all be a steal, all at $20,000. But this year, if you want to join OMG 2017, it's on a 16-month payment for only $499 a month. Think about it and break it down. It's literally $125 a week. You can't get a degree for that. You've heard people that have been inside for less than 100 days making money. People that literally didn't have to go to college for 4 years that are already achieving success that they would never achieve even with a degree. If you go and you get a degree in business, where are you going to get $10,000 a month to start with a bachelor's? It's very hard to do. It's a steal at this price. And I think that if you're on the webinar right now, and I know there's hundreds and hundreds that I can see you, what I want you to do is I want you to go with right where you're watching it right now. We have it over here. And where you're watching this webinar, I want you to click on right here to the open letter, right here. And I want you to see, we have Bob Proctor right here proclaiming that we are his lifetime recommendation inside of OMG. Incredibly powerful. A man that has been living and breathing success and changing lives and helping businesses for 5 decades. And he wants to say lifetime recommendation. We're very, very, very proud of that. You know, take time to read through all this. And there's a lot of it. What we want you to do right now is you've been on this webinar for almost 3 hours at this point. And maybe you're waiting for me to stop talking. I don't know. But what I need you to do is I need you to scroll down here, and I need you to find this link right here. And it's going to be right here. Big and yellow, NHB 2017. I want you to click on that, and I want you to start the checkout process right now. You know, there's new year. We're 2 days in right now. What you got to ask yourself is, do you want to be in the exact same place that you were last year, or do you want to be like the people that we brought on this webinar tonight? You know, I put out an open call that asked for people that wanted to give testimonials. Some of them, it's the first time I've ever had an opportunity to speak. You see, we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of members inside our community. And we've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials and success. I want you to be a part of that. I want you to be the one that's earning the money that's on this webinar next year. Because if you don't, you're going to be in the exact same place that you were a year from now. And that's not where to be. You see, if you don't take action to make a change, then nothing's going to happen. If you're going to let fear sit back and rule you, that's not going to work either. Now, I always do this, and it's always a risk. But I want you to see right now, for those of you, how many of you are in, at least in the next 3 or 4 days, can find a way, because it's never about, I don't want to hear about money. I don't want to hear about that you don't have enough time. That's resources. We never have a lack of resources. The reason that entrepreneurs succeed in this day and age is because they have resourcefulness. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, and if you want to start your business, and if you want to be like these people, there's one thing that's separating them from them to you. You taking action, you betting on yourself, and you stop blaming your resources and get resourceful. Find a way to get the money. That's what entrepreneurs do. And you know what? I want you to text, and I want you to give me hashtag I'm in. If you're in, I want to see a hashtag I'm in. That's what I want to see. Because it's never about your resources. You're just not resourceful enough to be an entrepreneur. So if you can't go out and find that $500 to start your payment plan and burn them damn boats and take the island, you don't deserve to be an entrepreneur. You don't deserve it. That's where it starts. And that's where we're at right now. And I see the people say here, I'm in, I'm in, I'm in. You take the island, you burn the boats. Show me how resourceful you are. Because there's nothing that held me back when I decided to do this. Nothing was. And if you're not in that mindset today, maybe you won't be. Maybe it's next year. I hope that's not true. Hope it's not true. That's like where it is. So where we're at right now is I'm going to go through, and you know what? I shouldn't have to give a long close on this. You've been on here. If you haven't been excited that you've heard about it, we've got, Francisco, who barely had to go to another country and is killing it. He has every freaking negative mark against him where he shouldn't succeed. But you know what he said? He says, hell no, it isn't about my resources. It's about that I'm going to be more resourceful than anyone and get it done. And that's what he did. And if you want to get in and if you want to make this money, that's exactly what you're going to do. And you know what, Eric? If you got $10, show me that you're resourceful and go find 490 more and sign up. Right here. I'll even like you because I do like you. What I want to do is take one last time right now. I want to run through the coaches right now. I want to give them their last words and just tell why they feel you should join OMG. We're going to start out with Greg. I know that you're one of the founders of OMG. A lot of people are sitting on here right now. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I'm scared. I'm like this. Doesn't it all come down to they're just not resourceful enough, Greg? What would you tell them to get them excited about getting inside of OMG right now?
Yeah, man, it's how bad you want it. I mean, I started to talk about this, someone about this the other day, and it was, you can sacrifice like a couple of years of your life or even a few years of your life, not even sacrifice your life, but just more time of your life now to set up the whole rest of your life. So if you had a trade, someone would say, would you be willing to, just work extra hard the next 5 years or so, something like that? So you're set up the whole rest of your life. Would you make that deal? And unfortunately, a lot of people, they fall victim to instant gratification where, everything's on demand now. You got movies on demand, you got fast food and all that. Everything's now. So people want things right now. That's not how success works, no matter who tells you what. Even though we have a blueprint that works, you got to be willing to come in and follow it. So my biggest advice is keep what you want, keep the lifestyle you want at the forefront of your mind, because if you do that and you come in and you do the work, you can set yourself up for the rest of your life. I'm at a point now where I've done my 5 years or so, and I pretty much do that. I do what I want when I want, including OMG. This is what I want to do. This is what I enjoy doing. I do my jujitsu, I do my weightlifting, I hang out with my son when I want, and that's the vision I had 5 years ago. So just keep your vision, whatever it is, whether it's traveling or spending time with family or just being able to work on your own schedule. Keep that vision in mind. Come in, do your work, and you'll be there in a few years.
Powerful words. Powerful words. Stephen Floyd, why should they join OMG?
Mirroring what Greg said, you've only got one life to live. Are you living it the way you want to right now? Are your finances where you want them to be right now? My guess is probably no. And if you want to change that, you're going to have to make a decision. Everybody's not going to be an entrepreneur. Everybody's not going to own their own business. Most people are happy enough just to get up every day and go punch a clock and make someone else's dream come true. But if you're sitting here and you're watching this and you're saying, that's not me, or that's not what I want for me or what I want for my family, make a decision, but you're just going to have to do it. You're going to have to take that leap. Finances can bring to you freedom, freedom for things that you want, houses and cars and trips and things, freedom to spend time with your family, freedom to, support causes that you want to support, but you want that freedom. And I think that's what we all kind of work for. We all express it a different way.
But as long as you're locked into, a job and, working for somebody else, you're hardly ever going to be able to achieve that. And one thing I want to make clear, I said it before, I'll say it again. If you're thinking that, I'm not even sure what they're all talking about still in this 3 hours. At least one person said it earlier. He said, I didn't even know what SEO stood for. You might have thought he was joking. He wasn't joking. The reason that the assimilation lights were started last year was because we had hundreds of people that joined on faith, that they just said, you know what, I believe this is going to work for me. And I'll tell you what we did. We started with ABC, and those are the people that you're seeing now. Those are the people that have made it. So whatever it is that's holding you back, push that down and just jump in. We're ready for you. We're ready to walk beside you on this, and the whole community is ready. So I hope to see you on the other side.
Powerful, Stephen. Thank you very much. Joe Marfolio, tell them why they should get inside of OMG.
Con, I'm going to keep it pretty brief. But if you're here, there's a reason why you're still on this webinar, even that you watch the webinar. It's because you want to change. Like Stephen said, like Greg says, you want to change what you're doing. You want to change the amount of money you're making. You want to change the way you're living, the way your family's living. And in order to make a change like that, you have to take extraordinary action, right? To get the extraordinary results you want. If you just take regular action, you're going to be where you are right now. You're going to be where your friends are. You're going to be where your relatives are, just on that wheel, right? In that rat race. And, some people, they look at it, they might look like, oh, $500 a month, right? That's a lot of money. Yeah, maybe, but, you get what you pay for. You could chase down these rabbit holes. I think someone was on and they were saying how they were trying to get advice from Fiverr and these free places, and then we're getting nowhere, right? Because that's what you get. If you follow any entrepreneur, and they ask you how they made it, what they did is they got mentors, they got people knew what they were doing, and they paid for it. Like free is sometimes you get some good free stuff, but it's not the same. It doesn't have enough to get you over the hump and where you need to be. And people, well, money, right? They always think in terms of money, but it's not money. When you're sitting there and you're not getting what you want, and you're not where you want, you're wasting time, which is more value than money, because you can never get that time back. Your kids are growing up while you're working, 8-10 hours your way at work. They're growing up, and you never get that time back. Those trips you want to take that you can't take, you're never going to get that time back to go take those, or that car you want, or the house, or whatever you want, right? You're not going to get that unless you take this extraordinary action or effort. And inside OMG, I don't think there's any other place in the world where you get everything you need to find that success. I mean, we had all these people come on with their testimonials. We have the group, the Facebook group where the members help each other. And, it's just, you can't, if you put the effort, like Greg said, if you take the time, you put in the effort, you will get success. Even if you know SEO or web design, or absolutely nothing. Right? It's all in here to help you. There's so many webinars, so much training. So if you want to change what you're doing, then you have to come in OMG. And this time next year, you'll be on this webinar saying how you're making, the money and where you want to be.
Powerful stuff, Joe. Thank you very much. Liz Herrera, why should they get inside OMG?
Well, Kotton, we've covered a lot. And to be quite honest with you, one of the things that I keep hearing from people, not just the coaches, and some of the people that actually joined, why they didn't join, why they weren't going to join last year. We've seen it on the Facebook group. A lot of people are, bottom line, is afraid. And really, I want to kind of tell people that they're not alone in being afraid, because I'll tell you something. I'm afraid too. And let me tell you what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of actually having to wake up to an alarm clock. I'm afraid of actually having to wake up and iron my clothes so that I can go to work instead of wearing my pajamas all day. I'm afraid that I am going to have to drive in bumper to bumper traffic to get to my job, to work a 9 to 5 for some asshole that I don't even like, to make him money. I'm afraid of those things. I'm also afraid of not being able to afford quality health care for my family. I'm afraid of not being able to buy anything I want, whenever I want, that could make my life much easier. And finally, to be quite honest with you, the thing that I'm most afraid of is living an average life and being an average person day to day, paycheck to paycheck. Those are the things that I'm afraid of. And I'm afraid that if people don't listen to all the bit of advice that they were given on this webinar, that they are going to have that same type of future. And lastly, I'm going to tell you what they should be afraid of. Instead of being afraid for all those other bullshit excuses, they should really instead be afraid of living out another year exactly the way they lived out 2016 and sitting on this webinar right before 2018, wishing they had jumped in on 2017 so that they could be the next Igor Millers of the world. That's what they truly should be afraid of, is having and living an average life. I think we've showed on this webinar that it doesn't really matter who you are, how old you are, what your first language is, whether you're male or female, what your background is, whether or not you even have any skill set whatsoever. I think we've showed that if you take action, you too can have the life that you want and not just be sitting on the sidelines like you were all of 2016. So I'm afraid for you if you do not take action right now and hit the add to cart button and jump inside of OMG and join this amazing community, which all dedicated their time, which is the most precious asset on this planet. They all dedicated their time. We didn't have to buy them or give them any money to be on here and tell their story. So join everyone in there and you'll see just how amazing the community is.
Thank you, Liz. Very, very, very powerful words. If that doesn't get you motivated to buy, then you know what? You're not going to buy. You should be scared. You really should be. Because the last thing I want to be is exactly everything that she listed. Fletch, bring us home, man.
Try to get that cough out of the way. Honestly, Kotton, at these points, this isn't my, this is not my strong point. When I watched my, my first webinar, my only webinar that I saw of OMG, I watched Mike and Greg talk about what they did, and they offered proof and they offered testimonials. They offered real people who were telling real stories that I could, really, draw some conclusions from as to the information, being something I could change my life with. And, I have no idea what the close of that webinar was like because I watched about 15 minutes of it, I think, before I jumped in. But the last thing I want to do is make someone, more uncomfortable than they already are. But, God forbid, if you've been on this webinar for what now, 3 hours plus at least, you're already uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable with your life. You got stuff that you're trying to resolve, you're trying to figure out. And the one thing I can promise you is that there is a better way. There's a better way to go through life. I did way more work than I needed to. I wouldn't trade it, but I can tell you that there's no reason to spend one more day, trying to swim upstream when all you've got to do is to understand that there are people that can help you get where you want to go as long as you commit. And, I'm just grateful to have found OMG when I did because I was kind of getting tired. So, now we're here. I'm not tired. I'm just sick, but that'll go away. So I look forward to seeing everybody that joins on the inside.
Thank you, Fletch. We're going to go back to the Facebook group one more time. I'm going to keep this brief under a minute. I'm going to let y'all go. I talk about the perfect process in the first webinar, and literally that's what OMG is. You want to own your own business. Everyone does. No one wants to work for someone else. Make them rich. We show you how to start your own business without having a brick and mortar place, without having employees, without having products, without having anything. You are the product. It is you. But if you don't believe in you, if you don't bet on you and believe on you, and we're trying to make you the product that you're going out selling, it'll never work. It'll never work. So what I'm trying to say is it's time that if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be the type of the people that you see that own these businesses, that are having success, that are creating these precious memories with their families, going on vacations, creating these memories. Because when you're on your deathbed, that's all you got is your memories. You're going to play that movie in your mind. You know what? That's why I work, is to create those memories. What I challenge you is this. How resourceful will you be to have those memories? And that's all I want to leave you with. We've got the perfect process to give you. It's up to you to put yourself in the game, to go start the process, and be resourceful. Take action. Remember one thing you learned from this webinar tonight. Execution always trumps knowledge. And if you don't execute, move, take action at this moment, nothing can happen. It's regardless. With that, guys, I look forward to seeing all of you inside of OMG. It's been an incredible 3 hours and 15 minutes, incredible amount of people, and couldn't find a better way to spend the first part of the year with you. With that, I want to wish everyone a very happy new year. We'll see you in the inside of OMG.